I transmigrated as the top genius of the Eternal Life clan in Central State. Born with a god-tier immortal herb that refines anything. I was supposed to focus on alchemy and raise my family's power to the peak. But I suddenly went crazy on my 18th birthday, causing a huge scene, insisting on lowering my own status, forcing a marriage to the prideful weakling girl from the rundown clan next door. All because that shady system threatened me with death. If I don't make her mine, my talents will be wasted soon enough to live forever. I had no choice but to push my half-step true immortal father to load up a cart with magical treasures and head to the countryside for a marriage proposal. Meanwhile, in the shabby Mi clan hall of Falling Star City, my dad, Ling Jiangshan, slammed his palm on the rotten table, making the whole hall shake. My son Lin Fan has fallen for your young lady at first sight and can't sleep at night. Please, old Master Mi, grant us your blessing. The Mi clan leader was drenched in sweat, clutching a chipped teacup, wiping his brow non-stop. He was totally overwhelmed. She was born with broken veins, unable to cultivate. How could she ever match the Lin clan's heir? This old man clearly fears our Lin clan is just messing with him. But I wasn't worried at all. Not only is this engagement set today, but I absolutely have to marry her. Just then, a cool breeze blew in, and a slender yet upright figure entered the hall, instantly drawing everyone's attention. It was Mi Cai. I looked up and saw the girl in a faded white dress, her features so delicate, untouched by even a speck of dust. Her brows showed an unyielding stubbornness. Even in front of my half-step true immortal father, she showed not a hint of fear. I couldn't help but praise her in my heart. The system really knows how to pick people. My dad squinted, with approval all over his face. That spirit matches me. And the elders behind me were even more imposing. If this girl dares to say no, they'd even throw rare pills at her if needed, just to drag her home to Lin clan. But as I admired this proud girl, my heart suddenly skipped a beat. Something's not right inside her. There's a presence, so powerful even my god-tier herb shivered in fear. I remember clearly, everyone said she's a once-in-a-century weakling. But this hidden vitality is scarier than even the best spiritual veins. I squinted my eyes at her. No wonder the system insists I marry her. She's hiding a shocking secret that could shake Central State. Mi Cai, you're here. The Mi clan leader looked like he spotted a lifeline. Quickly speaking up, Mi Cai's gaze was icy, taking in the whole hall. Finally, her emotionless eyes landed on me. So you want to marry me? Facing her scrutinizing, even confused stare, I didn't back down at all. Instead, I played it up even more. I shot to my feet, walked right to the center of the hall, and spoke earnestly and passionately. That's right, Lin Fan will marry no one but you. When mountains crumble and earth meets sky, I'll never leave you. With my shout, the hall erupted instantly. Neighboring kids gasped in awe. The young master was born with a god-tier herb, and his alchemy skills are unmatched at his age. Why would he choose a broken vein nobody? But more than anything, the Mi clan people trembled in fear. Hush, not so loud. That's the top family in all Central State. If the young master gets pissed, our Mi clan might get wiped off the map tomorrow. Even though Mi Cai really didn't want this, she had to admit, in front of the eternal Lin clan, the Mi clan was like a grain of sand, ready to be blown away at any moment. That's the pressure of absolute strength. Mi Cai, what do you say? In the end, the clan leader could only helplessly let her decide. Mi Cai didn't answer. Instead, she whipped her head around, and her stubborn eyes locked on me. This was her first time really looking at me. She thought I was some spoiled bully, but what she saw instead was a confident, sharp-eyed young man. Especially the natural confidence he carried even made her, a despised nobody, feel an odd sense of calm. What do you want from me? Mi Cai's voice echoed in the hall. I watched her lips curl up and calmly nodded. I want you. Hey, you want to marry me? Unless she suddenly changed tone and paused on purpose. I raised an eyebrow, secretly amused. Bring it on. Give me your conditions. Just don't say you have none. I asked right back, unless what? Next second, Mi Cai dropped a bomb, saying something that left everyone breathless. I'll only marry someone who can cure my broken veins. It must be a legendary alchemist. who can defy fate itself. After hearing that, the hall fell silent. Everyone gasped. That's just impossible. Broken veins are heaven's law. Even the heavens say no. Who dares claim they can cure it? Who can claim to defy heaven? But as people expected me to back down, I just stayed calm, almost wanting to laugh. Give me time for one incense stick, and I'll make you reborn and restore your spiritual veins. The hall exploded again. No one dared mock me out loud. But everyone was thinking, he's so arrogant. Even with a god-tier herb, curing broken veins takes countless years. Who does he think he is? Even Mi Cai was shocked by my confidence. She stared into my eyes, looking for any sign of doubt, but all she saw was calm. That absolute composure of someone in control. Does he really have that kind of power? Mi Cai was full of mixed feelings, and my half-step true immortal dad, Lin Fan, was glowing with excitement. Well done. You really are my killing son. But just then, a cold laugh came from outside. How arrogant. Even my green cloud alchemy sect can't solve broken veins. And you, a youngster, dare to claim you can cure them. As he finished, a young man in fancy robes strode in, looking totally smug. This was Chu Yunfei, heir to the green cloud alchemy sect. He's always coveted the Mi clan's ancient recipe fragment. And today he came to pressure them. Seeing this uninvited guest, I almost burst out laughing. Just the chance to show off for my future wife. A punching bag delivered right to my door. You're sure I can't cure her? I held back a laugh and asked. Chu Yunfei looked contemptuous. If you can cure her within the time of one incense stick, I'll swallow my green cloud pill furnace on the spot. As soon as he said that, Mi Cai's heart skipped a beat. Chu Yunfei was a level 3 alchemist. And even he said that. Could Lin Fan really be lying to me? When I heard about this bet, I snapped my fingers right away. The moment the deal was made, I jumped into action instantly. But in that instant, a phantom spirit herb glowing with 9 colors rose behind me. That was the legendary mother herb of heaven and earth, able to refine all things. My dad, Lin Fan, instantly widened his eyes. This is Faner's divine grade spirit herb. Has he fully merged with it? This terrifying vitality even makes him, a half-step true immortal, feel uneasy. Such pure medicinal power. No wonder this kid dared to accept the challenge. The elder protecting me behind was even crazed with excitement, staring fiercely. Young master is unbeatable. Born with divine herbs, destined to refine all the heavens. With all eyes on me, I didn't even bring out a cauldron, just casually opened my palm. Everything acts as my furnace. With a low shout from me, the spiritual energy around instantly raged. It formed a huge invisible cauldron, covering my Zai completely. Chu Yunfei's pupils shrank to pinpoints. Of course, he knew this was the legendary using heaven and earth as furnace. But this kind of miraculous alchemy technique was lost for 100,000 years. How could anyone use it now? Boom, a flood of divine herb power flowed like a stream, rushing into my Zygans. Withered meridians. The shattered absolute meridians, in the face of this vitality, were like a dry river bed meeting spring rain. Healed instantly, reborn and transformed. In just half the time it takes an incense stick to burn. It was all settled. My Zai suddenly glowed with spirit light all over. His cultivation soared from nothing. Body tempering, energy condensing, source forming. He jumped 3 realms in a row. Entered the source forming realm. I can actually cultivate now. My Zai's face was full of disbelief. Someone with absolute meridians like him was healed by a peer with a flip of the hand. He stared at me hard, eyes turning red, voice trembling. How did you do it? Facing his shock, I just smiled lightly. Is it really that hard? Born being able, everyone would be stunned. Is this peak Versailles? Chu Yunfei of King Yun Pharmacy sect was totally dumbfounded. He couldn't even argue. His legs buckled, and he collapsed on the floor. It's over, that really worked. The Lin family's young master is a monster, right? I have no time to listen to their nonsense. I turned right to Chu Yunfei. A bet's a bet, pay up. That cauldron, do you want it steamed or stewed? Chu Yunfei gritted his teeth, face turning dark red. Don't push me too far. I'm from the King Yunyao sect. Boom before he could bring up his backing. My dad, Lin Jianshen, slapped him, sending him flying out of the hall. What a chatterbox. If I tell you to eat, you eat. Get out and chew it yourself. Watching this protective and bossy family, Nietzsche gave an exasperated sigh, but rare spark lit up in his eyes. He knew there's no way out now. Soon, Central Region Lin family's young master will marry Luo Xing, becoming a waste. Word spread throughout Central Region almost instantly. Countless jaws dropped. Did the Lin family's young master take the wrong pills? But deep in the distant Heaven's End Valley, it triggered a volcano. What? Lin Fan's marrying Mi Cai tomorrow? Bullshit. No way I agree. Heaven's End Valley's young master Lei Yan, face twisted in rage, totally unrecognizable. He'd coveted Mi Cai's physique for a long time. Just use her as a furnace, and his Heaven's End divine art would succeed. Now hearing Lin Fan is cutting in, Lei Yan exploded. He possessed the 9 nether ghost fire, and could dominate anyone at his level. A mere herb-making Lin Fan has the nerve to go after my chosen woman? Lei Yan roared, murder boiling in his eyes. I'm going to snatch the bride. The nearby elder was so scared his face turned green. Young master, think carefully. That's the Changsheng Ling family after all. If you start trouble, Heaven's End Valley could get wiped out. But Lei Yan wasn't listening at all now. Not listening at all. Consequences?
Hey.
Who cares about consequences? Despite elders' pleas, Lei Yan was only crazed with jealousy. If Lin Fan touches my furnace, I'll make him pay in blood. I'm taking this bride no matter what. No one, not even heaven himself, can stop me. I said it at the same time. Your house was all celebration. But inside Mi Cai's room, the mood was a little odd. Mate Shakui tightly grabbed Mi Cai's hand, eyes getting red. Miss, are you really going to marry that troublemaker? Mi Cai's gaze was steady. Shakui, he's not a troublemaker. He gave me a new life. This debt, I must repay. Just then, a loud shout came from outside. Lin family's wedding gifts have arrived. The Mi family's head excitedly rushed out to bring them in. I want to see. Just what did Lin family send? But the moment those purple sandalwood chests opened, the experienced Grandpa Mi gasped in shock. His eyeballs almost popped out. 9 revolution golden pills. A whiff can extend your life 100 years. A whiff, and you live 100 years longer. That's a priceless treasure, heavenly level cultivation method. Just toss one out, and sex would fight to the death. Even crazier, there's an extreme divine weapon grade cauldron. That's no low grade item. That's basically half a royal treasury brought over. Right then, even Mi Cai, a calm and reserved girl, was stunned. The Lin family really gifted a divine weapon cauldron. He used to be wary of rich families, but seeing this sincerity, his guard totally fell. Seems like marrying Lin Fan
Is really my lucky fate?
Nietzsche's beautiful eyes sparkled, calculating quickly in her mind. As long as I keep cultivating and find out the truth about my mom's disappearance, playing the young master's wife for life? Not a problem. After thinking through all this, Nietzsche smiled a little. Any so-called grievance vanished instantly. This deal is pure profit. Early next morning, all Central Region was in an uproar. The Lin family was fully decorated, colorful clouds everywhere. The ceremony was so extravagant it was scary. That spectacle in the sky, truly jaw-dropping. Heads of all major families, emperors and big shots from top sects, all came to celebrate. My dad, Lin Jianshen, sat at the top, looking out over a hall full of guests, grinning ear to ear. Everyone, today's my son's wedding. Thanks for coming. Drink as much as you want today. Plus, everyone gets a bottle of grade 4 spirit gathering pills. The crowd gasped again. Lin family head is generous. Young master's wedding, a Central Region event. Young master and Mi family's daughter, perfect pair. Really a match made in heaven. But while laughter filled the air, one corner felt totally out of place. Heaven's End Valley's elder was sweating, clinging tightly to the black-robed youth beside him, voice trembling. Young master, don't do anything crazy. This is Lin family's base. Even the janitor here could crush me. Lei Yan, who he was holding, stared at the front of the hall, rage practically bursting from his eyes. I know you don't need to tell me. Lei Yan gritted his teeth, face so dark it could drip water. Lei Yan gritted his teeth. His face was so dark it looked like it would drip water. Even though the elders tried their best to stop him, seeing me about to get married, his jealousy almost burned away his sanity.
He didn't dare to snatch her by force.
After all, the Lin family's big shots aren't to be messed with. But if it's just about alchemy, or a competition among the younger generation, making Lin Fan lose face, Lei Yan definitely has ways to do it. Scene shifts. The atmosphere in the Lin family hall is at its peak. I'm dressed in a bright red wedding robe, standing tall and proud. Standing side by side with Camouflage, who's in a phoenix crown and wedding dress.
Honestly.
Camouflage is breathtakingly beautiful today. Under the scarlet veil, the golden sash showed off her slim waist. With each step, her dress swayed. She looked like a goddess from a painting. These two are a perfect match. Absolutely made for each other. The Lin young master and a genius who rebuilt her spirit vein. It's a couple blessed by the heavens. Hearing all the praise flooding around us, my father Lin Jiangsheng couldn't stop smiling. His face was filled with fatherly pride. But nobody noticed. Under the red veil, Camouflage was sneaking glances at me out of the corner of her eye. She was feeling all kinds of emotions. She never thought she'd actually wear this dress, even if it was to repay kindness. Looking at my ridiculously handsome side profile, she actually felt a weird twinge of jealousy. As for me, I kept a chill look outside, making sure to keep up my young master aura. But inside, I was actually super happy. Stay calm once I lose this round. The system's mission is done. I'll be free from the threat of death. I might even get a top-tier reward. I was screaming inside with excitement, just waiting for that last big moment. The time has come. Newlyweds, salute. The elder's booming voice echoed through the hall, just as I was about to bow. At the key moment of this sacred ceremony, suddenly a loud shout thundered across the room. The whole place blew up instantly. Everyone was totally shocked by that yell. Who the hell has a death wish? To cause trouble at the Lin family's wedding? Tired of living or what? I jerked my head up, a cold glare flashing in my eyes, locked right onto the voice, and found where it came from. A young man wrapped in black flames strode out boldly. That chilling, terrifying aura made the temperature drop in seconds. It was Lei Yan, young master of Tianju Valley. Lei Yan from Tianju Valley. Is he insane? He dares to mess up a Lin family wedding? The guests started freaking out, looking at this sudden clown who jumped out. My face turned black as coal. All I wanted at that moment was to slap this idiot dead. What do you want? My father Lin Jiangsheng fought to keep his anger down, and spoke coldly. A sliver of half-step immortal aura leaked out. Everyone's eyes immediately focused on Lei Yan. The air almost froze solid. But what Lei Yan said next made everyone's jaw drop. He stood tall and proud, glaring at me, acting all righteous and heroic. Lin Fan, you're just using your family's power to force Camouflage. As an alchemist, do you dare to face me in a real fire duel? If you lose, you prove you're a fake and useless guy. You don't deserve trash anyway. You don't deserve him at all. As soon as he said that, the whole place went silent. Even I was stunned for a moment. A mocking smirk showed at the corner of my lips. So, he wants to step on me to look cool. But that excuse is just lame. Under the veil, Camouflage had a face full of black lines. This guy's nuts. Who said I was forced to marry? I'm totally doing this by choice. Before I could respond, Lei Yan took a deep breath, pointed at me and shouted, So Lin Fan, today on your wedding day, I challenge you to a life or death duel. Nothing else, just to show your true colors. Win or lose, after this fight, it's life or death for each of us. Destined Lin Fan, do you dare accept? He's not here to congratulate us. He's just begging to get smacked. Looking down at Lei Yan in my bright red robe, towering over him. Since he's begging for it, I might as well use him to spice up the wedding. Lei Yan met my gaze, eyes full of confidence. He shouted his answer. Unsure. Lin young master, please grant my wish. Seeing how sure this guy looked, I couldn't help but chuckle. A little smile crept onto my lips, showing a bright curve. Fine, I accept. But if we're playing, let's make it interesting. Whoever loses will become a pill. The hall went dead silent. Then chaos exploded. Whoa, turn yourself into a pill? The Lin heir really goes all out. That's hardcore. Guess there'll be more than just candy exploding at this wedding. As everyone was awed by my power, my father Lin Jianshan suddenly clapped and laughed. Hahaha, good. That's my kid. If someone wants to be pill material, let's help him out. This father-son teamwork totally slapped Tianju Valley's face. Isn't Lin family head going too far? A Tianju Valley elder couldn't help it and spoke up with a dark face. He stood out, trying to regain some pride. How dare you? Lin Jianshan's face chilled. A terrifying burst of half-step immortal pressure came crushing down like a mountain, hitting hard. Boom, the arrogant elder couldn't even scream. He was forced to his knees like a dead dog, with no time to react. Slammed to the floor like a dog, even cracking the floor tiles. Try saying that again. Lin Jianshan sat high above, didn't even move a finger, but his overwhelming presence suffocated the whole hall. So strong, this is what a true patriarch is. In front of a half-step immortal, he's nothing but an ant. That elder broke out in cold sweat instantly, lay flat on the ground, trembling in fear, not daring to make a sound. After that mess, no one dared to talk back. Let's start at my command. The room's energy dropped to freezing. Lei Yan knew he had no way back. To steal camouflage's powers, he had to win. Netherworld flame. Lei Yan suddenly shouted. He went totally mad. In a flash, a creepy black flame burst from his body. That fire looked like it could devour souls. Even the space around started to distort from the heat. A blast of searing cold swept the hall. Someone in the crowd gasped, "Oh my god." That's the Netherworld, ranked 7th on the Earthfire list. Clearly, this Lei Jian came prepared. Under the red veil, Camouflage, who once had full confidence in me, suddenly felt a jolt in her heart. Is he gonna mess up because of overconfidence? That thought just popped up, and he froze. Wait, why am I worried about that young master? If he can't handle this, how could he be worthy of my gratitude? Even though I say that, her beautiful eyes still peeked through the veil, watching the arena nervously. Meanwhile, I'm at the center of the storm, watching the surging aura. As Lei Yan controls black fire rushing in, I didn't panic at all. Instead, I smirked, looking at him like he's a clown. Playing with fire? Do you deserve it? The next second, divine light burst from my chest. That legendary magic herb appeared again, but this time, it wasn't gentle green anymore. It turned into brilliant red flames like a sea of fire. Mother flame of all things. Crush it for me. A streak, like some divine fire from the dawn of creation, carrying unstoppable power to refine everything, smashes right down on that 9 nether ghost flame. Facing the mother flame, Lei Yan was utterly shocked. What kind of flame is that? He was still posing, but now his 9 nether ghost flame is trembling like crazy, even feels like bowing down. In a hurry, Lei Yan can only grit his teeth and shout, "Ghost flame turns dragon." Boom! The black flame became a huge dragon, with a wide bloody mouth, trying to swallow my flame. But next second, his cruel smile froze up. Crack, no suspense here. My mother flame slurped up that black dragon like noodles, swallowed it in a flash. Residual power didn't fade. It wrapped up Lei Yan completely. Young master, save me. Lei Yan let out a sharp scream. The mother flame burned him, and his proud heavenly absolute technique instantly collapsed. No, young master, don't die. Just when things reached their limit, an elder from Heavenly Absolute Valley got so anxious he jumped in, trying to rescue him from my flame. But then a cold snort echoed from the void. Old fool. Life or death fire duel. How dare you interfere with the duel? The speaker is a secluded ancestor of the Lin family. Boom! An invincible Saint King. Struck. The elder didn't even scream, just got blasted into bloody mist. The whole place went silent. One angry ancestor. Blood splattered everywhere. All the big shots were so scared they didn't even dare to breathe. They just watched Lei Yan gradually shrink inside the flames. Until with a bang, the one who was boasting about stealing the bride, the young master of Heavenly Absolute Valley, actually got turned into a pitch-black useless pill. It dropped to the ground, The young master really got refined into a pill. Everyone gasped. They looked at me like I was the Grim Reaper. Lin Fan, you really killed our young master. The remaining Heavenly Absolute Valley followers were crazy-eyed. But they didn't even have strength to run. Like ants under a gaze, I impatiently scratched my ear, turned toward my dad. Dad, it's a huge happy day. Blood is unlucky. Just toss them out and feed them to the dogs. Before I finished, boom! Lin Jianshan didn't even stand up. Boom! Lin Jianshan didn't even move his body. Just waved his sleeve. A gust of wind blew those guys 10,000 miles away, ignorant of death's fire. Once the trash was cleaned up, Dad acted like nothing happened, smiling and cupping his hands. Sorry, folks. Just a minor mishap. It's an auspicious hour. Let's get on with the wedding. A single laugh made lovers official. That scared every faction here out of their wits. Everyone who wanted to watch the drama instantly turned into top-level bootlickers. Well played, Heavenly Absolute Valley can't handle it. Insisting on a fire duel, and ended up as pill residue. Serves them right. No one dares to go against Lin family again. It's like going against us. Even if I know they're all fence-sitters, we don't care, absolute power dominates. All schemes become jokes before it. First, bow to heaven and earth. Second, bow to the parents. Third, couple bows to each other. Into the bridal chamber. With a loud shout, this explosive wedding finally ended. I held the red ribbon,
Taking camouflage to our new room.
After the maids left, the door closed. The whole world went quiet. I sat at the table. The world instantly quieted down. I sat at the table, but my heart started racing. Not from nerves. But what about the system? I've done all the ceremonies. Why isn't the system giving me rewards? I waited for a while, but my mind was still silent. I turned to that lovely figure sitting on the bed. A bold idea crossed my mind. Does it have to be after that, for the system to mark the task completed? She felt my burning gaze. Camouflage visibly trembled a little. She slowly raised her hand, took off the phoenix crown. The thin red veil slipped off, even though I was mentally prepared. The moment I saw her real face, I couldn't breathe for a second. Skin smooth as cream, eyebrows like distant mountains, and those bright, clear eyes, full of panic and shyness. She's unbelievably beautiful. Seeing such a stunning woman sitting on the bed, my mouth went dry. I subconsciously leaned closer. Don't come over here. She's now completely flustered, like a scared bunny. Seeing her struggling but afraid to resist, I smirked evilly. Step by step, I moved closer. So now you're scared? Didn't you stay calm back in the hall? No idea why. Watching this normally cold and stubborn girl shivering before me, I felt weirdly satisfied. Damn, I'm not a pervert. Whatever, business first. Getting the system reward matters. I clenched my teeth and sat right down on the bed, getting close to her delicate body. Honey, our wedding night is priceless. We should rest now. I smirked evilly. Before I finished talking, my hand had already reached out. Just as my hand was about to touch her shoulder, suddenly a powerful recoil force exploded from her body. I wasn't ready at all, so I got thrown sideways, landing in a classic dramatic pose. Oh, that's murder on your husband. I rubbed my back and got up, hissing from the pain. Camouflage stared at me with wide eyes. She looked angry, but her blushing ears and cheeks showed her sweet shyness. Now she's all shy. Who told you to touch me like that? I just steadied my ki inside. I haven't even gotten used to it yet. It wasn't on purpose. I couldn't help but laugh at him. We're already married. Shouldn't we get to the real business now? Just as I was at a loss, the system's voice finally boomed in my head.
Ding.
Host has completed the mission. Marry the chosen one. Death crisis resolved. Sending super newbie gift pack. Reward 1. Primordial Divine Furnace Body Awakened. Reward 2. Divine Art Creation Seizing Sutra. When I heard these 2 rewards, I instantly felt reborn. System, you finally did something right. Primordial Divine Furnace Body. Just by the name, I can tell it's unbeatable in both alchemy and combat. I'm seriously about to take off now. Plus my original Divine Spirit root. My foundation now is just insane. I quickly recited in my heart. System, explain the Primordial Divine Furnace Body. The The system's explanation made my scalp tingle. The furnace body turns the body into a cauldron. It can refine anything. It refines all things, and makes their essence my own. Ignores all poison and law suppression. Unmatched in battle. It can purify all energy of heaven and earth. One of a kind through the ages. Damn, truly one of a kind. I gasped. I'm seriously winning big this time. But right after I calmed down. This trait is way too overpowered. If it's exposed, it will definitely attract those ancient monsters who've lived forever. They might just grab me to use as a cauldron. I steadied myself. Better play it safe and keep growing. Can't reveal this trump card unless absolutely necessary. While I was absorbing the system rewards, my Zai, sitting on the bed, kept sneaking glances at me. He saw me fall, and not only did I not get mad, I even sat there grinning alone. This young master might be crazy, my Zai muttered in his heart. But then, he felt a super pure and even ancient, primeval aura suddenly coming from me. That faint aura alone was enough to make his just-healed meridians feel incredibly comfortable like never before. So comfy. He wondered why it felt so good. What kind of freak is he? My Zai was shocked inside. His curiosity about me skyrocketed. The next day, with the sun high up, I swung open the door, feeling great. Outside, a group of clan juniors had been waiting. The moment I came out, they burst into thunderous cheers. Young master, you're awesome. Young master, must have been a wild night. Hearing these jokers tease me, my face turned red. I coughed. Get lost, all of you. Go do your own thing. After shooing those brats away, I headed alone to the ancestral land behind the Lin house. Now that the crisis was past, and the furnace body awakened, as the Lin clan's young master, I had to meet the legendary ancestor and find out what's really happening in Central State lately. Soon, I reached the depths of the ancestral grounds. Mountains surrounded the place. An immortal mist floated everywhere. But in the very center stood an ancient, broken bronze hall, radiating the weight of endless years. Just as I reached the hall, an old but vigorous voice called out from inside. Come in, Zhao Fan. A voice rang from the hall. Come in, Zhao Fan. I pushed open the door. In the center of the hall sat a thin, shriveled old man. He didn't give off any spiritual energy, just like a dying, ordinary man. But he was none other than ninth ancestor of the Lin clan, a living fossil who's lived for who knows how many millennia. Ancestor, why did you call for me? I bowed respectfully. The old man slowly opened his cloudy eyes, but they seemed able to see right through the world. He stared at me for a long time, then suddenly smiled. Not bad for his body plus a divine spirit root. Kid, your luck beats mine back in the day. I was startled inside. Ancestor saw right through me at once. Worthy of being a living fossil. Since Ancestor already knows, I won't hide it. I admitted it openly. He nodded, but suddenly looked deadly serious. Zhao Fan, do you know the girl you married isn't simple? My heart skipped a beat. So even Ancestor is curious about my Zai's secret. Please enlighten me, Ancestor. The old man sighed,
his gaze seeming to pierce eons.
This central state we're in isn't really a true continent. It's a massive alchemy furnace, sealed up. What? I almost jumped up. Central state is an alchemy furnace? If people heard this, it'd shatter their whole worldview.
Exactly,
the old man said gravely. This secret, only the ancestors of the immortal families know. Once a supreme being used central state as his furnace, and the lives of billions as medicine, trying to refine a creation divine pill that could break through the heavens. That being fell in the end, but the furnace remained, and we are all just things inside it. I was horrified hearing this. This is way too epic. What's my wife got to do with all this? I quickly asked about that Mai Zai girl. Her broken meridians aren't really broken, but are, in fact, the legendary 10,000 herb spirit body needed to unlock the furnace. The ancestor's words were shocking. Once her body fully awakens, she can connect to Central State's source, break the seal, and lead us out of this cage. So that's it. Everything clicked for me. No wonder the system was desperate for me to marry her. This isn't just about a wife. It's literally tying myself to the world's key. But then Ancestor's face grew sharp. His gaze turned fierce. With the spirit body appearing, It'll attract all kinds of evil forces lurking in the shadows. They'll want her body and try to force open the formation, turning all Central State into medicine. So your path won't be easy from here. I straightened up, fire burning in my eyes. As long as I'm here, no one's touching a hair on her head. I'll grind their whole clan into supplements. The old man paused, then laughed out loud. Good kid. Pretty bold. Reminds me of myself at your age. Since you've got guts, I'll gift you a blessing. He tapped his dried up finger. A gold light shot right into my forehead. It was the ultimate martial art called World-Shattering Furnace. The furnace technique's unmatched battle record, paired with your ancient god furnace body, is the perfect combo. Go, in half a month. The Shining Pavilion's 9 sects competition begins. Show the geniuses of Central State that the Lin family's young master isn't just an alchemist. I'm even better at fighting. Thank you, Ancestor. Feeling those fierce battle memories in my mind, I was thrilled. This truly feels custom-made for me. After leaving the Ancestor, I marched proudly back to my own yard. The next 2 weeks, I trained the Heaven-Earth Furnace technique like crazy by day, and used divine spiritual herbs to help Mi Cai recover at night. Gotta say, this myriad medicine spirit body is insane. With my help, Mi Cai's power shot up like a rocket. In just half a month, she broke straight into the sea transformation realm. Faster than me. With your speed, you're making the rest of us look bad. I looked at Mi Cai, who was glowing with amazing energy, and couldn't help but tease. Mi Cai rolled her eyes at me, but I saw a little smile at her lips. What? I'm just super talented. Are you jealous or what? Seeing her talent shine. You jealous now? Finally seeing that girlish cuteness in her, I felt relieved. Jealous? No way. I'm gonna dominate Central State. I'm not jealous at all. Wife, let me brag a bit. Mi Cai just pouted. Keep talking big. I heard the Shining Pavilion competition is full of top geniuses. Hope you won't get beaten up and cry for your mom. Otherwise, this weak girl here will have to save you. I chuckled and got close to her. Got closer and asked, but if I really start crying, will you feel bad for me? You never act serious. Mi Cai's cheeks turned pink, and she ran off, leaving a sweet laugh behind. Watching her run off, I clenched my fist. It's time for the Shining Pavilion competition. Time to show my real skills. Half a month flew by. That day, outside the massive Xingyun Mountains in the west of Central State, countless lights streaked across the sky. Young elites from all the major clans gathered here. Shining Pavilion, one of Central State's oldest holy lands, hosts the 9 sects competition every 10 years. It's the top-tier championship, held once every 10 years. This competition is the ultimate test. And me, Lin Fan, I represent the longevity Lin family, and sit comfortably on our big, fancy bronze airship, enjoying some tea. Mi Cai quietly polishes her sword beside me. She insisted on coming to watch, saying she wanted to see me get beat up. But I know, she really just wants to protect me. Young master, up ahead is Shining Pavilion's guest peak. The elder bodyguard reported respectfully. I stood up and walked to the airship's deck, looking down at the sea of people below. Suddenly, I heard a sharp, mocking voice. Hey, isn't that the kid next door who only knows how to make pills? Why aren't you at home with your wife? Here to embarrass yourself at Shinyun Pavilion. I looked over toward the voice and saw this huge guy in purple gold armor, holding a big weapon, sneering up at me. A bunch of his lackeys hyped him up. I recognized him right away. Zhao Kuang, young master of the Berserker Blade sect. He's got a dominant body, super strong, and always has a problem with me. He thinks Lin Fan's just an overrated name, faced with his in-your-face challenge. I hadn't even said anything yet, when Mi Cai couldn't hold back. She frowned, and said coldly, "Who do you think you are? How dare you talk about him?" Zhao Kuang froze, then burst out laughing. And I was wondering who you were. Turns out it's that cripple with a broken spirit. What's wrong, Lin Fan? Need a woman to stand up for you now. As soon as he said that, all the geniuses watching nearby started laughing. In their eyes, I'm still just some spoiled rich kid living off my family. I held Mi Cai back before she drew her sword and gave her a chill-out look. Then I jumped off, The massive airship from 1,000 yards up. Boom! I landed. Rock solid. The impact cracked the stone plaza right under my feet. The whole place went quiet. Everyone stared at me in shock. Jumped from that height. Without a scratch? A body like that? Is he really just an alchemist? I brushed off the dust from my clothes and walked calmly up to Zhao Kuang. So, what did you just say? What was that again? Sorry, the wind was too loud. Didn't catch it. With my pressure on him. Zhao Kuang looked rattled inside, but relied on his tough body and shouted, I said. You're just a loser hiding behind a woman. Before he could finish the word loser, I punched him, and I didn't even use any spirit energy, just some pure furnace body strength. With a dull thud, Zhao Kuang didn't even have a chance to react. He was sent flying like he got hit by a meteor, flying back hundreds of yards, crashing through a dozen jade pillars, and ended up flat on the ground, coughing blood like crazy. The whole place went dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Everyone stared at me like I was a freak. That's the Berserker Blade sex heir with a dominant body. And he couldn't even take one punch? I withdrew my fist and shook my head. Way too weak. Not even a warm-up. Then I turned and looked at Zhao's hype man. Any of you want to give it a try? Crash. You want to try? Crash. That whole group freaked out and tripped over each other to dig Zhao Kuang out. I looked up at the stunned Mi Cai on the airship, grinning brightly. Wife, was that cool or what? Mi Cai's cheeks turned red, and she shot me a look. Not bad, I guess. And with that little scene over, the shining pavilion's bell finally rang. The 9 sects competition officially began. The rules here are simple and brutal. Go into the Xingyun secret realm and hunt star beasts to get starlight points. Geniuses can also rob each other. 3 days later, the one with the most starlight points wins. Not only do they get amazing rewards, they also get to temper their soul in the pavilion's sword-washing pool. As soon as the rules went out, the whole place went wild. Tens of thousands of geniuses rushed in, squeezing into the secret realm entrance. I held Mi Cai's hand and strolled in at our own pace. Stick with me, babe. Let's go win this, I said with full confidence. Mi Cai still acted annoyed, but Camouflage says he hates it. But he actually grips my hand tighter. As soon as we step into the secret realm, an ancient wild energy hits us. This space is massive. Everywhere, giant old trees and weird mist. Before we can even stand firm, a giant blazing demon bear comes charging out with a roar. That fiery energy makes the air around us feel burning hot.
Careful, that's a beast as strong as a sea creation master.
Camouflage shouts and draws his sword, but I pull him behind me and say with a calm smile, stay still. Watch me do a magic trick. Before I finish speaking, I reach forward with one hand. The heaven-earth furnace instantly activates. Boom! A gigantic invisible pill furnace covers the charging bear right up. Refined for me. I shout at it. The power of my ancient god furnace body bursts out without holding back. That unstoppable blazing demon bear doesn't even get to scream, as its huge body melts fast in invisible flames. Just 3 breaths later, a peak stage sea transformation beast. 3 breaths, a peak sea creation beast was actually refined by me into a shiny, glowing red pill filled with fiery energy and a sparkling star river. I wave my hand, catching the pill and the star river. I hand the pill to Camouflage.
Try it. Crunchy.
It tastes like roasted bear meat. Camouflage is totally stunned. He dumbly takes the pill and swallows hard. You just turned a living stellar beast into a pill. I shrug. Basic stuff, just rough moves. That's the broken power of the ancient god furnace body. As long as it's not way stronger than me, I can refine anything. The next 2 days, the whole starry secret realm became my solo shopping ground. Others team up and almost die fighting star beasts. I'm just walking down the road with my girl, refining as we go. Whatever, 1,000-year venomous python. Or winged tiger. All turned into pills with just one touch. Not only did I get loads of star rivers, I turned Camouflage into a pill-popping machine. Like a robot. Even his power broke through to sea creation. And he finally reached the great perfection. On the 3rd day, at the central starfall platform in the realm, All the surviving geniuses gathered here, ready for the final count. But as Camouflage and I strolled to the platform, something felt off. Hundreds of geniuses were totally surrounded by a group, all wounded, all looking frustrated. Their attackers were the native top disciples of Starfall Pavilion Su Chun. Su Chun wore all white and carried a folding fan, looking like your perfect gentleman. But beneath his foot, a genius lay there, vomiting blood like crazy. Hand over your star rivers. This is Starfall Pavilion's turf. First place can only be mine. Su Chun's tone was calm, but brooked no argument.
He was almost transcendent realm.
And new Starfall Pavilion's broken Saint Array. So everyone was trapped here. Shameless, you Starfield Pavilion cheaters. Someone shouted angrily. Bam! Su Chun frowned slightly, and with a wave, knocked the guy out cold. In this world, power is the rule. Who else refuses? Anyone else? The whole place went dead silent, facing a transcendent wannabe and that array. No one dared stick their neck out. Just as Su Chun was feeling smug and ready to scoop up all the star rivers, a super random voice echoed out. Excuse me, mind moving aside? You're blocking me from handing in my quest. Everyone turned to look. They saw me holding hands with Camouflage, snacking on candied fruit skewered with star rivers, munching as we walked. That cocky look instantly maxed out everyone's rage. Is this guy nuts? Doesn't he see Su Chen is clearing the field? And yet he's still eating star rivers. Those are for handing him the quest. Su Chen stares at me, his eyes turning cold. Lin Fan, I thought you'd be too scared to come to the center. Since you're here, hand over your star rivers. Because of the Lin family, I'll let you keep your legs. I stop and sigh helplessly. Why do idiots always have to act tough in front of me? I toss the star river skewer to Camouflage. Then look at Su Chen you. Then look at Su Chen. You want my star rivers? Fine, come get them yourself. You're dead. Su Chen snorts and disappears on the spot.
He reappears right in front of me.
His fan flashing out sword energy, straight from my throat. That strike was lightning fast, with the fury of a falling star. Camouflage shouts in panic, but I didn't even blink. Heaven, earth, furnace, blasted open. A terrifying devouring force exploded out from me. Su Chen's killer sword light touched half a foot in front of me and instantly vanished, broken down and refined. What the Su Chen's face falls. He tries to back off, but he's trapped by invisible flames. He can't move at all. Since you're here, you're not leaving. I grab him by the neck, hoisting him up like a chicken, almost transcendent. And this is it? The whole place goes silent. Starfall Pavilion's #1 genius just got one-shotted. What realm is Lin Fan even in? Killed. What level is Lin Fan? Let go. I'm Starfield Pavilion's top disciple. If you dare touch me, my master will never spare you. Su Chen struggles wildly, shouting empty threats at me. I give a cold laugh. I hate you bratty man-babies who call daddy when you lose. My right hand suddenly tightens. The primal fire of the ancient god furnace rushes into him instantly. Ah! Su Chen screams like a dying pig. His starry spirit power he was so proud of gets pulled out by force, refined into a shining stellar pill. You crippled my power, Su. Chen looks at his empty energy core, his eyes full of despair and terror. I toss him aside like garbage. This star pill, consider it your price for staying alive.
After all that,
I dust off my hands and look around. So I'm first now. Anyone support that? Anyone object? Silence. Hundreds of geniuses too scared to breathe. Are you kidding? He just crushed Star Pavilion's top guy in one move. Who's dumb enough to get in his way? Young Master Lin, you're awesome. Who would dare mess with that after this? Young Master Lin is unbeatable. We admit defeat, no complaints. No idea who shouted it first. But right after that, the whole Nebula platform exploded in applause. I nodded with satisfaction. With Camouflage in tow, I strutted up to the settlement table. When we dumped out that giant pile of star rivers, the elder in charge of counting started shaking. This amount is 10 times more than everyone else combined. No contest. I took first place in the 9th Sect Grand Competition. Not only did I earn a spot in the sword washing pool, I also got a mysterious piece of Starcloud iron. After the contest ended, I brought camouflage to the back mountain sword washing pool of Nebula Pavilion. Mist hung in the air here. The pool water glowed a creepy silvery white. It was filled with pure soul power. Go soak in the pool. It'll help your all-essence body. I nudged Camouflage. Camouflage blushed. Don't you peek. I rolled my eyes. Come on, we're like an old married couple now. What's there to see, really? Even as I said that, I honestly turned around and faced away, hearing the sound of water behind me. I still felt a little nervous inside. Then suddenly, the system's voice chimed again. Ding! Host has acquired Starcloud body. Activate divine blacksmithing feature? My eyes lit up. I know alchemy well, but smithing. I've never tried that. With the system prompt, I tossed the Starcloud iron into the invisible ancient furnace. Flames roared. Just half an hour later, a deep blue longsword, radiating chilling air, was finished. It didn't have a set rank, but I felt with the right materials, it could evolve endlessly. That black beam of destructive energy fell like a godly law from the underworld. Shredding space apart, it hurtled straight at Camouflage's forehead. The ancient divine furnace inside me went wild, channeling the primal fire between my arms and forming a crimson flame shield. As soon as the black beam hit the flame shield, the world went completely silent, a force too strong to describe. Straight into my organs, my throat tasted sweet, and I spat out a mouthful of blood. But my feet stayed rooted to the spot, like I was nailed in place, not moving an inch. Because behind me was my wife still awakening. System alert. Detected destructive power beyond this dimension. Use all newbie points. Activate absolute defense? The system's urgent mechanic voice echoed in my mind. Is that even a question? Do it! With my roar, an invisible golden barrier instantly burst from my body, blocking that black destructive beam completely. The bronze eye in the sky looked even angrier at my defiance. In its cold gaze, I saw a flash of real surprise. Suddenly, the beam's power shot up tenfold. Crack! The golden shield from the system started splintering under the pressure. My eyes were bloodshot. I forced every last drop out of the ancient divine furnace body. Pushed to the limit. If you dare send down power, then I'll just take it. I'll take you and all your power into the world's great furnace. Devour, I dropped my defenses, opened my arms, and became something huge and shapeless. Somehow I swallowed that black beam into my body. The wild destructive force raged in my meridians, like 1,000 blades cutting my flesh. That kind of pain no normal person could take. But I clenched my teeth and didn't scream at all. Ancient divine furnace refines all things. Suppress it. I forced the primal fire inside me, wrapping that destructive force tight, and started a life or death tug of war inside myself. Just as I couldn't hold out, the 9-colored light in the pool suddenly faded. Camouflage's body slowly floated down. He suddenly opened his eyes, those clear eyes, now filled with shock and panic. Lin Fan, are you trying to die? He saw me covered in blood, barely hanging on, and instantly teared up. Tears fell like broken beads, dripping down nonstop. I tried my best to, dripping down nonstop, force out a smile uglier than crying. Don't worry, babe. Your man is tough. That was nothing. Camouflage ran over crying, trying to take the pain from me. Don't touch me. That power will rip you apart. I shouted, and stopped him. Then I let out a roar that echoed to the skies. Refine. Boom. A giant crash. That huge destructive power was finally forced down by the divine furnace body. It turned into a jet black drop, but it brimmed with fierce life force. Quietly floating in my core, that bronze eye in the sky ran out of crossworld power too, and reluctantly shut. The space cracks vanished too. The sky turned blue again, like nothing had happened. My legs went weak, and I collapsed to the ground, gasping like crazy. I didn't want to move a finger. Camouflage rushed over, carefully pulling me into his arms. Tears kept dropping on my face. You idiot. Why'd you? On my face. You idiot. Why'd you block that for me? That kind of power is way beyond us. Seeing her sob so hard, I couldn't help but pinch her cheek. Duh, you're my official wife. The one I married for real. If I don't protect you, who will? Besides, if you got hurt, Ancestor would skin me alive. Camouflage heard me still joking around, and actually smiled through her tears. But she couldn't hide just how moved she was, just as things got super heartwarming. A furious roar suddenly boomed from outside the pool. Who destroyed my Nebula Pavilion sword washing pool? And who crippled my top disciple? With the roar, over a dozen powerful presences closed in instantly. Surrounding me in camouflage, leading them, was an old man in a star-patterned robe. He was radiating terrifying power at the late transcendent stage. It was Pavilion Master Shin Wuya himself. Behind him came a group of pissed-off elders, and Su-chan, who I crippled. Now Su-chan was basically a vegetable, lying there like a dead dog.
Being carried, pointing at me, screaming in agony. Master, that's him. That's Lin Fan, young master of the Lin family. He took all our starlit rivers and destroyed my cultivation. You have to avenge me. Shin Wuya glared at the wrecked sword cleansing pool, then looked at his ruined disciple. He was shaking with anger. Such a fine young master of the Lin family. You really think just because you have Chongsheng behind you, the Lin family can do whatever they want in my Xinjiang pavilion? Even if Lin Zhongshan shows up himself today, you'll still pay with your life. Facing Shin Wuya's pressure, Nietzsche stepped right in front of me without a second thought. He drew his sword, gave them a cold look. Su-chan just lost because he's not strong enough. He tried to bully with his position. Lin Fan acted only in self-defense. Does Xingyun Pavilion not care about fair rules? Shin Wuya snorted coldly. Rules in Xingyun Pavilion? I'm the rule. Take them down. He waved his hand. A dozen elders behind him all burst out with powerful spiritual energy, about to attack us. At this critical moment, the void. A chilling shout suddenly rang out from the sky. Let's see who dares touch our young master. Boom! A blinding sword light blasted down. It knocked away the elders charging at us, sent them flying. Our Lin family's guardian elder showed up with a group of Lin experts. The guardian elder blocked in front of us. He stood proud and calm before the Pavilion Lord. Pavilion Lord, our young master joined your contest as a sign of respect. Your contest is about skill, isn't it? Su-chan lost because he's just not good enough. What? Xingyun Pavilion can't accept defeat. Going for a group attack now? Shin Wuya's face turned dark as ink. The Lin family is powerful, but this is still Xingyun Pavilion's territory. If he backs down now, how will the pavilion have any standing in Zhongzhou? Elder Lin, enough with your family's pressure. You crippled my top disciple and ruined our holy land. This is a blood feud. No one can protect him today. A massive fight was about to explode. One finally gathered some strength, slowly struggled to stand up from Nietzsche's arms. I dusted myself off, brushed off my clothes, pushed past the guardian elder in front, stared directly at Shin Wuya, Pico's connection stage. Why so aggressive, Pavilion Lord? No need to fight. All this fuss over. One failed chief and a broken pool? If that's all, I'll settle it. I'll compensate you. Those words stunned everyone. The whole place went quiet. Shin Wuya laughed in fury. Compensate? With what? The sword cleansing pool is our foundation. Su-chan was my cherished disciple for a century. Not even the whole Lin family can pay this debt. I picked my ear, giving a scornful look. It's just a ruined pool and a useless disciple. No need to shout about it. I twisted my wrist, and right from my storage ring, I took out a pill radiating strong astral power. I made this with Su-chan's power, plus the starlit river from the secret realm. To refine this stellar essence pill, I tossed the pill over to Shin Wuya. He caught it reflexively. He was about to flare up when a scent struck him, a fragrance that sent chills down his soul. This is top-tier astral. Top-grade stellar essence pill. Shin Wuya's eyes went wide as saucers. He started breathing heavily. His card has been stuck at the late ghost connection stage for 300 years. If he can't break through, he'll die of old age in less than 10 years. This top-tier stellar essence pill could help him break his limit and add 5 centuries to his life. A pill like this one, not even all of Xingyun Pavilion's wealth could buy it. Yet I tossed it to him like candy. So, is this pill enough for that useless disciple's life? I looked at him with a half smile. Shin Wuya's hand shook, holding the pill. He stared at the pill, then at me. His face turned from green to pale. His inner struggle was clear between face and life. He chose his own life. He quickly pocketed the pill. His anger vanished instantly and was replaced with a smile as bright as a chrysanthemum. Oh, young Master Lin, you're too kind, since. Young Master Lin, you're really too kind. Sparring can get rough sometimes. Su Chun, the traitor, just couldn't keep up. He had it coming. Young Master Lin is right to punish him. Everyone in the audience looked dumbfounded. All the Xingyun elders had their mouths wide open. Their jaws dropped to the floor. The pavilion lord, who was just threatening death, switched sides for a single pill. Su Chun, on the stretcher, coughed up blood in rage and fainted on the spot. Watching that scene, I was secretly pleased. This is the real power of an alchemist. If your pills are good enough, even the top monsters of the Ghost Connection stage have to play nice. Since the misunderstandings cleared up, we won't bother you further. I grabbed Nietzsche's hand and headed out without looking back. Wait, Shin Wuya suddenly stopped us. I frowned. What is it, Pavilion Lord? Shin Wuya quickly waved his hands, plastered a fake smile on his face. Young Master Lin, you've misunderstood. This old man just hopes you stay here in Xingyun Pavilion a few more days, so I can at least be a good host and maybe learn a thing or two about alchemy. I refused without hesitation. No thanks. My dear just had a shock. I need to take him home to rest. Maybe another time. I finished and led Nietzsche away. Boarding our Lin family's bronze airship, we flew off as everyone in Xingyun Pavilion watched with respect. On the ship, Nietzsche sat across from me, staring at me, eyes burning, like he was seeing me for the first time. What is it? You think the way your man handed that pill just now was cool, right? I couldn't help teasing him. He rolled his eyes. Stop showing off. I'm just curious. How many more secrets are you hiding from me? I chuckled and pulled out a sword forged from stellar iron. Handcrafted for you, just now. I'll tell you the secrets later. Here, see if you like this little toy. Check it out. Nietzsche took the sword. His finger brushed the blade. A chill ran out, but its aura totally matched his soul. It filled his body in a flash. This sword resonates with my myriad medicine spirit physique. Nietzsche stared at me in delight, eyes full of disbelief. I leaned back in my chair, looking all mysterious again.
Xingang Yuming style. This one's called Xingyu. It has no rank, but if you keep nurturing it with spiritual energy, it can evolve endlessly. Think of it as a token of my affection for you. Hearing those words, Micah's face instantly flushed red. She lowered her head, gently stroked the sword. A sweet smile appeared on her lips. You're thoughtful. Thank you. Seeing her shy look, I just felt super happy inside. This move, saving the beauty and gifting a magical sword, definitely maxed out her affection for me. In the days that followed, we stayed in Africa, enjoying rare calm moments. No fighting or killing, just daily bickering and training. After Mika's awakening at the sword pool, her cultivation speed was honestly insane. In only a few days, she actually jumped right past the Wahai stage and entered the Shenfu stage. Her speed surprised even me, the cheater. Finally, our ship landed smoothly on the Lin family's plaza in Africa. My dad, Lin Jianshan, was already waiting there with the family elders. He saw Meika and me, saw us return safely, and with our cultivation improved. My dad smiled so wide his mouth nearly reached his ears. Good, good, good. That's my son and daughter-in-law. You did great at the Xingyun Pavilion this time. Especially when he heard I handled the new crow with just one pill. My dad couldn't stop praising me. That night, the Lin family threw a massive banquet to celebrate our victory. Micah was still a bit uneasy with the lively crowd, but as the new daughter-in-law, she acted poised and gracious, won the approval of all the Lin elders. Those people who used to mock me for marrying a loser now wish they could praise Meika to the skies. That's reality. As long as you have strength, even your fart smells good to others. Late at night, after the party, Micah and I went back to our private villa. She sat at her dressing table, took off her hair ornaments, while I sprawled out on the bed, thinking back on those thrilling days. Suddenly, Micah let out a soft, "Huh? What's up?" I sat up and saw Micah holding something. A broken half-moon-shaped jade pendant. The jade was bright green all over, with a faint old medicinal scent. This is the only thing my mom left me. I've always kept it with me, but today, for some reason, it suddenly feels really hot. Micah frowned tightly. her eyes full of worry and confusion. I walked over, took the jade and looked at it carefully. The moment I touched the jade, my Taigu divine furnace body actually felt a bit jealous. Inside the jade, there was a trace of pure medicine essence. I blurted out in shock. Nietzsche suddenly looked up. Can you tell where the jade came from? I nodded, closed my eyes, carefully sensing the source of the scent. After a moment, I opened my eyes. My expression grew serious. The jade's aura pointed to the Medicine King Valley in the far west of Central State. Medicine King Valley. Nietzsche trembled. His eyes instantly got wet. My mom went to Medicine King Valley years ago, came back severely injured, and disappeared soon after. I searched for her through terrible injuries. And then she vanished. I've looked for her all these years. Turns out the clue was really in Medicine King Valley. Seeing him heartbroken and crying, I pulled him into my arms, patting his back gently. Don't cry. Since we have a lead, let's go to Medicine King Valley and get your mom back tomorrow. As soon as I made that promise, the system's robotic voice, quiet for days, exploded in my head again. Ding, main chain quest triggered. Explore Medicine King Valley. Find the source fragment of the 10,000 medicine spirit body. Uncover the dark conspiracy in Medicine King Valley. Reward Taigu divine skull body. Awakening rate plus 10%. Failure penalty, direct erasure. Hearing the word erasure, I twitched hard at the corner of my mouth. This crappy system really sucks. Always threatening my life. But even without the system quest, for my wife, I have to go to Medicine King Valley. Next morning, I said goodbye to my dad. Just told him I was taking Micah out for training. Dad was reluctant, but knows baby birds must spread their wings. He stuffed me with a pile of life-saving treasures, then let us leave, to avoid raising suspicion. We didn't take Lin family's flashy bronze airship, but dressed up. As a couple of average cultivator lovers, I used the Taigu divine furnace body to mask our energy signatures.
Now,
We looked just like a pair of low-level cultivators. Medicine King Valley is deep in the mountains of western Central State. It's always covered in poisonous mists, and only cultivators skilled with medicine can safely enter. After half a month of trekking, we finally reached the outskirts near Medicine King Valley. The small town was unexpectedly lively now. Every street and alley, packed with alchemists from all over Central State. We found an inn to stay at, asked around a bit and learned Medicine King Valley was hosting its once-in-a-century alchemist tournament. This event not only selects inner disciples, but also decides the new Medicine King successor. A perfect chance to sneak inside Medicine King Valley. I rubbed my chin, thinking, with my Taigu divine furnace,
taking first place at an alchemist tournament like this
would be a breeze. Piece of cake. Let's do it. Next day, I dragged Meika to sign up. The tournament overseer glanced at our cultivator IDs, saw we checked wandering cultivator, then sensed our purposely disguised energy as basic cultivators, and showed obvious disdain in his eyes. Where are these country bumpkins from? Thinking they can join Medicine King Valley's tournament? Do you even know how much the entry fee is? 1,000 low-tier spirit stones. If you can't pay, get lost. Meika got so angry she was about to draw her sword. I held her hand, smiled, and pulled out a random beauty pill I made, and tossed it onto the table. No spirit stones. Is this pill enough for an entry fee? The overseer wasn't impressed at first, but when he saw the pill's quality, his eyes nearly popped out. This is a perfect grade beauty pill. He snatched up the pill, and instantly changed his attitude. That's enough. Please, go right in. I sneered, pulling Meika, boldly walking into the event. Some people really judge by appearances everywhere, no matter where you are. The Alchemist tournaments. The preliminary round of the Alchemist conference was held in the main square. Over 1,000 contestants showed up. Everyone got a standard pill furnace, along with some basic herbs. The rule was simple. Refine a grade 3 key-gathering pill within the time limit. For me, this is easier than breathing. I didn't even look at the herbs. I just tossed them all straight into the furnace. Then I placed one hand on the furnace's surface and pretended to activate a simple flame. A young guy in fancy clothes next to me saw how rough I was and couldn't help but let out a mocking snicker. A bumpkin is still a bumpkin. Doesn't even know how to purify the liquid. He really threw all the herbs in at once? If he can make a pill this way, I'll eat this furnace. That flashy guy was the eldest son from another big Central State alchemy family. Sun Qian from the Sun family. Sun Qian thinks he's something special. When we registered earlier, he couldn't stop staring at Mi Cai's beauty. I gave him a harsh glare. Now he's just taking a shot at me when he gets the chance. I didn't even bother to look at him. I just calmly replied. Someone else said they'd eat their furnace. But my dad knocked him out. The furnace. My dad knocked him flying in the end. Hope your teeth are stronger than his. Sun Qian's face turned dark with anger.
He was about to yell back
When a loud gong rang out from the front of the square. Time's up, stop refining. An elder from Medicine King Valley in charge of the test started checking everyone's pills one by one. Most people refined. A pretty standard grade 3 key gathering pill. Sun Qian even made a top grade pill with pill patterns. Everyone was shocked and started flattering him. Sun Qian looked super smug as he stared at me, like he could already see me leaving in disgrace after failing. My turn came. The elder walked over to my furnace, frowning at the casually placed lid. He looked unhappy. Young man, alchemy is sacred work. Doing it your way. You're just insulting the honor of an alchemist. I didn't argue. I just flipped the lid off the furnace. Boom! A blinding golden light shot straight up from inside. And with it came a pill fragrance so strong it almost became solid. Everyone in the whole square couldn't help taking a deep breath. Everybody inhaled at once. It felt like every pore in my body opened up. That elder dropped to his knees with a thud, right in front of my pill furnace.
his hands shaking as he picked up
the pill shining with rainbow light. His voice got so sharp and distorted with excitement. That's a 9 revolution supreme key gathering pill. That's the legendary kind. That lets an ordinary person gather ki instantly. The crowd was dead silent. Sun Qian's smug smile froze on his face. The top-grade pill in his hand hit the ground and burst into powder. Everyone looked at me like I was some kind of monster in human skin. Worst herbs. Basic pill furnace. The roughest methods. And still made a supreme divine pill. How is this dude a rogue cultivator? Who is this immortal slumming it here? I glanced at the stunned Sun Qian, smiling as I pointed at his pill furnace. Go on, young master son. Show us your act. Need soy sauce or vinegar to go with that? Sun Qian went pale, not even daring to fart a word, and slipped away into the crowd. No surprise. I took first place in the prelims and got into Medicine King Valley's inner circle. I became their top seed for special training. Mi Cai, as my partner, naturally moved in with me too. The spiritual key inside the valley was at least 10 times richer than outside. There were rare spiritual herbs planted everywhere, but I could faintly sense something off underneath all the medicinal aromas. There was a hint of blood in the air. Night fell. Me and Mi Cai changed into black clothes and dodged the patrols. We started investigating the inner valley in secret. As we went deeper, that broken jade pendant in Mi Cai's hand got hotter and hotter, its green glow getting brighter. Mom's aura is right around here, Mi Cai whispered softly, her voice shaking with excitement and nerves. Following the jade's direction, we arrived at an ancient structure, hidden deep underground. The stone gates were covered in creepy runes, giving off a nauseating cold energy. This isn't some supreme alchemy ground. It's basically a den of evil cultivators. My heart tightened. My internal alarms went off. My primordial divine furnace body is super sensitive to all this evil energy. I could instantly tell there was something terrifying behind that door. I was about to pull Mi Cai out to regroup, when suddenly the stone doors rumbled open by themselves. A cold, chilling laugh echoed from inside.
Hey.
I've waited so many years. I finally found a complete myriad medicine spirit body. You search endlessly with no results, then stumble upon everything at once. As the voice faded, an old man, skinny as bones, dressed in gray robes like a skeleton, floated out like a ghost. He radiated a terrifying pressure, almost true immortal level. He was even stronger than my dad, Lin Fan. This was none other than Yao Juyu, head of Medicine King Valley. I grabbed Mi Cai without thinking and dashed for the exit. No way we could fight a half-step true immortal. We're not strong enough yet. Think you can run in my domain? No chance you'll escape. Yao Juyu sneered, and suddenly reached out with a withered claw, with a wave of his hand. A giant black hand made of toxic gas crossed 100 feet in an instant and slammed into my back. I coughed up blood, still clutching Mi Cai, and tumbled for a dozen yards before stopping. The back of my clothes was completely corroded by poison. Lin Fan, Mi Cai cried as she tried to help me up. I clenched my teeth and forced myself up, shielding her behind me. The origin fire of my divine furnace body roared to life, burning the poison out of my body. Old bastard, what did you do to my mother-in-law? I spat blood and glared at the closing in Yao Juyu. Hearing me, Yao Juyu stopped walking. He let out a creepy, bone-chilling laugh. Your mother-in-law? Oh, you mean 20 years ago. The woman with the incomplete myriad medicine spirit body, who broke in here, right? She's inside, but she's not human anymore. She's turned into a perfect medicinal guide. As soon as he said that, Mi Cai was like struck by lightning, her mind totally collapsing. She rushed at Yao Juyu completely desperate. I just want to rush in and fight Yao Juyu no matter what. I'm going to kill you. I held him tightly. My reason tells me. Rushing in now means certain death. Stay calm. Leave it to me. I take a deep breath, force myself to calm down. My brain is racing, looking for a way to break through. System. Is there any way to instantly boost my power? Even if it means risking my life. Right now, I ask the system for help with nothing held back. Detection. Host is facing a deadly crisis. Activating hidden permissions. You can access the second stage power of the ancient divine skull body. The cost is 3 months of weakness after the battle. Activate? Do it! Cut the crap. Hurry up, with a furious shout. A wild force surges up inside me, blasts out from deep within my body. My hair instantly turns bright red. Flames shoot from my eyes 3 feet long. The temperature in the entire tomb suddenly jumps up by hundreds of degrees. Yao Juyu, who thought he was unstoppable, finally lost his cool. He stared at me in terror, the ancient aura coming off my body. My voice, even the ancient aura and my voice coming off me, are shaking. What kind of power is this? You're not a rogue cultivator. Who are you, really? I'm your daddy. I roared. I stopped hiding any strength. Heavenly furnace technique. I pushed it to the absolute limit. I grabbed at the air with both hands. The ancient fire veins under the entire Medicine King Valley were pulled out by me. Endless magma turned into fiery dragons, roaring as they burst through the ground, gathered above my head, and finally formed, a giant flame with world-destroying power. Ancient divine furnace, lotus of destruction, go. I thrust my hands forward hard. That huge fire lotus surged with the intent to destroy everything. Slammed down toward Yao Juyu. Ancestor, save me! Yao Juyu, facing death, finally revealed he's just a puppet. He desperately burns his blood to resist. But in front of this fire lotus, even a half-step true immortal's defenses are paper-thin. Boom! The massive explosion echoed through the underground chamber. The whole Medicine King Valley trembled and collapsed in this terrifying force. Shook and fell apart violently. Yao Juyu didn't even get out a full scream. Before he was burned to nothing by the lotus, he was obliterated instantly. Even his soul was refined into pure energy. I breathed heavily. The red flame covering me slowly faded away. The weakness from losing all strength came crashing in like a tidal wave. But I can't fall, because I still need to take Micah to see his mother. We leaned on each other as we walked deep into the tomb. In the center of a giant blood pool there floated a transparent crystal. Inside the crystal is sealed an incredibly weak remnant soul. The face of that remnant soul looks a lot like Micah. Mom! Micah collapsed at the edge of the blood pool, crying out for her, unable to speak clearly. That remnant soul seemed to hear Micah's call, slowly opened its eyes. When it saw Micah, its eyes were full of love and relief. Micah, you've grown up. Mom has finally waited for you. The remnant soul's voice is barely audible, like it'll vanish any second. Mom, I'll take you home. I'll take you home. We'll let Lin Fan save you. He's a great alchemist. Micah desperately tried to break the crystal, But no matter what he did, nothing worked. I stepped forward, tried to use ancient divine furnace power to refine the crystal. But the remnant soul shook its head gently. Child, don't waste your strength. My body was destroyed by them long ago. This remnant soul is cursed with something irreversible. If you force open the seal, I will vanish instantly. Hearing this, Micah cried even harder. I don't believe it. There must be a way. Lin Fan, please save her, okay? I'm begging you. Seeing Micah's hopeless look, my heart feels like it's being cut by blades. But I know, this is a trap even the ancient divine furnace can't undo. Not even that power can break it. Micah, don't cry. Just seeing you one last time. Mom is already grateful. The remnant soul looked at me, with a bit of scrutiny and trust in her eyes. You're that kid from the Lin family, right? Our Micah is in your hands now. If you ever hurt her, I'll haunt you forever. I solemnly knelt down. I solemnly knelt to the floor and bowed 3 times. Mother-in-law, don't worry. As long as I, Lin Fan, have breath, no one will ever hurt Micah, not even a strand of her hair. The remnant soul smiled with relief. Then she used the last bit of her strength, transformed into a bright green stream of light that entered directly into Micah's forehead. Child, giving you the last bit of my medicine essence, don't try to avenge me. Leave this place. Never try to uncover Central Province's secrets. As the light entered her, the crystal shattered completely. Micah's mother, her last trace in this world, also faded away forever. Mom! Micah cried out in despair. He passed out in my arms. Right then, Micah's body suddenly burst out with dazzling green light. Second stage of the medicine spirit body, fully awakened by pain and the essence. On the ruined land of Medicine King Valley, suddenly all sorts of rare flowers and herbs bloomed everywhere. That's how terrifying the medicine spirit body is. With a single thought, everything grows. I tightly hugged the unconscious Micah. In my arms. My heart burned with hatred for the mastermind. I walked to the place where Yao Juyu was burned to ashes. From the ruins,
Dug out.
a black jade slip not completely burned. This is Yao Juyu's memory. Storage device. I used my last bit of spiritual power to probe inside. A horrific memory scene rushed into my mind. The image was a giant bone altar reaching the clouds. The blood of countless prodigies drained dry, flowing into a crimson river, constantly pouring over a dark gold insect egg in the altar's center. Yao Juyu, that old poison, was kneeling under the altar. Like a begging dog, he was bowing crazily to a shadow in the air. Your Excellency, the medicine spirit body has been found, just waiting for it to fully mature. It can be the main help for you to hatch the bone of creation and devour all of Central Province's essence. That shadow let out a chilling snort. Not bad. When my plans succeed, this Medicine King Valley will be yours. Forge the Central Plains into 10,000 swords. Then grant you eternal life from the Medicine King's Valley. The scene abruptly cuts off here. That black jade slip couldn't withstand the lingering aura of the ancient divine furnace body. With a crackling sound, it turned into dust. I just felt the world spinning around me. That drained feeling of weakness finally overwhelmed me like an avalanche. Bone-shaping magic, devouring the essence. Turns out, this is the truth about the Central Plains Grand Furnace that the 9th ancestor mentioned. It's not some ancient powerhouse making pills. Someone used the whole Central Plains as an incubator to hatch some terrifying monster. And my wife is the key ingredient. One last thought flashed through my mind. Everything went black. I fell straight back. With a thud, I landed hard on the cold stone floor, completely losing consciousness. No idea how long passed. I faintly felt gentle hands wiping my face. Warm liquid dripped onto my face, sliding down the corner of my mouth and into my throat, with a light salty taste, and a pure, yet raw wood-type spiritual power, slowly flowing through my battered meridians. Bit by bit repairing my foundations, I struggled to lift my heavy eyelids, and saw a tired but still stunningly beautiful face Mi Cai. Her eyes were swollen red like walnuts, filled with deep sadness and worry. Seeing me awake, she froze for a moment, then suddenly burst into tears and hugged me tightly. You're finally awake. Do you know you were out for half a month? I thought you'd never wake up again. I wanted to pat her back, but realized I didn't even have the strength to move a finger. My spiritual energy inside was totally gone. My Danshan felt as dry as a desert. Only the ancient divine furnace essence was faintly pulsing, barely keeping me alive. The system's punishment is truly brutal. These 3 months of weakness, I really became a total good-for-nothing. I gave a bitter laugh. My voice was as rough as sandpaper. Why cry? I'm still not dead. Not dead yet? If you keep hugging me like this, I won't be killed by Yao Juyu, but by you strangling me. Mi Cai quickly let go in a panic. Flushed, she fixed my clothes awkwardly. Her pretty face turned red instantly, but tears kept streaming down her cheeks. Sorry, it's all my fault. If not for helping me find my mom, you wouldn't have used that forbidden's power. Now your cultivation is gone. All because of me. Seeing her blaming herself made my heart ache. I could only weakly comfort her, pretending to be relaxed. Don't say silly things. We're married and all. If I don't protect you, seeing that resolve in her eyes, after these 3 months, your husband will be back in full force, dominating the Central Plains again. Mi Cai bit her lip and nodded firmly. A new determination flashed in her eyes. You always protected me before. For these 3 months. Now it's my turn to protect you. Even if it cost my life. That day, Medicine King's Valley collapsed. I grabbed a little stool. I suddenly felt a warmth in my heart. And this is just the rebound period after using Forbidden's techniques. She really is worth it. I started to look around. Turns out we're in a shabby wooden hut. Bare bones setup. A few farm tools piled in the corner. Enjoying her kindness. Mi Cai picked up a bowl of hot soup. I asked, confused. Blew on it gently with a spoon. Then held it to my mouth. I escaped with you during the chaos. I won't let anyone hurt you. Just need to work on your cooking. Is 1,000 miles away from the valley. Just a regular village. Called Shin Wuya village. I think the most dangerous place is actually the safest. So I traded some pills for this empty house. I swallowed a mouthful of rich chicken soup. And we're laying low here for now. And nodded satisfied. Nice job. My wife really knows how to stay hidden now. Too much salt. It's kinda harsh. And got out. This place. Even the most ordinary grass. Mi Cai shot me an annoyed look. I'm a proper miss from the Mi family. Never even entered a kitchen before. This is me. All just to help you recover. All just to help you recover. This is me. Chasing a chicken around the whole village to catch it. So you better appreciate it. Hearing her cute complaints, I couldn't help but laugh. Even though I'm a cripple now, living in this remote, peaceful village, I'm recovering faster than expected. Where are we? Isn't such a bad experience.
Days passed by.
I lay in bed like a boss, recovering. Mi Cai is a whole different person now. The once cold, stubborn Luo Xingchen loser now wears an apron every day. All to cook healing soups for me. Gets covered in kitchen smoke and oil. Her 10,000 herb physique just reached stage 2. Her affinity is on a whole new level. But she's crazy good with plants and herbs. Gets boosted by her spiritual touch. She goes to pick herbs every morning. At least you got food. Turns into medicine level strength. Thanks to her healing teas and broths. Faster than expected. Having a messy, ordinary life. Though my spiritual power is still sealed by the system. Though my spiritual power is still tightly sealed. At least I can walk again now. That's not a problem. 1 noon 2 weeks later. Sat under the big locust tree in the yard, sunbathing. Looking at her serious face. But stayed calm. Basically like a village grandpa in early retirement. Suddenly, there were noisy footsteps outside. And rough banging on the door. The flimsy wooden door got smashed in with one kick. Turns out there's a gorgeous lady hiding in this yard. A burly guy with a fierce face. Swinging a huge blade. Were a bunch of thuggish followers. Strutted in. Behind him, all these guys had spiritual energy around the key gathering level. Seeing these unwelcome guests. Clearly tough, roaming bandits. I frowned a little. Even took another sip of my goji tea. Drinking Mi Cai's fresh goji tea. Boss, look at that girl's figure. A skinny monkey-like henchman. If you brought her back as your wife, the brothers would be so lucky. A skinny monkey-like henchman. But he just stared at Mi Cai doing laundry in the yard, drooling like crazy. Mi Cai stood up, shook the water off his hands, his stunning face covered in a layer of frost. He didn't even bother looking at that gang leader. He just coldly spat out one word: scram. That tough-looking leader froze for a moment, then burst out with a wild laugh. Got quite the temper, huh? I love tough roses like you. Come with me, sweetheart, and be good. I'll make sure you live the good life. As for that sickly little pretty boy next to you, I'm in a good mood today, so I'll let him live, watching these dumb idiots. I couldn't help but sigh. Guess if you don't look for trouble, trouble won't find you. Honey, they're flirting with you right in front of me, and they think they're doing me a favor letting me live. Can you just take that? I leaned back in the chair and shouted on purpose. Nietzsche turned around and shot me a fierce glare. Sit still and be good. Watch how I deal with them. As soon as she finished, Nietzsche's eyes turned deadly sharp. A force, a terrifying pressure at the early stage of Divine Palace realm, burst from inside her like a storm. The bandits who were still smirking were instantly crushed by the force and couldn't breathe. They dropped to their knees with a thud. Divine Palace realm, a true powerhouse. That thug leader wet his pants on the spot out of fear. Couldn't even hold his broadsword straight and dropped it right onto his own toes. But he didn't even dare to scream. Spare us, sir. We were blind as dogs. Didn't know you were cultivating here. Please treat us like nothing. They bowed hard while begging, cursing their ancestors in their hearts at the same time. Who would have thought a rundown mortal village would have such a powerhouse hiding inside? And on top of that, she's willing to do laundry for a sickly guy with no spiritual power. This is even crazier than seeing a ghost. Nietzsche didn't say a word, just slowly raised her right hand, green spiritual energy swirling at her fingertips. I gave you guys a chance. Since you won't leave, guess you'll be fertilizer for the flowers instead. Whoosh, green light streaks out. Green rays shot out like lightning, piercing right into the bandits' bodies. The next second, something horrifying happened. The bandits were terrified to find that, out of their bodies, thorny vines started growing. Those vines crazily sucked up their flesh and spiritual power. In just a few breaths, these evil thugs turned into shriveled corpses. After gorging themselves, the vines shockingly bloomed into blood-red flowers, giving off a strange aroma. I clapped from the side. Nicely done. No wonder you're my wife, Lin Fan's girl. Your wood element spells really rock now. Nietzsche withdrew her energy, walked to my side, gave those flowers a look of disgust. Serves them right. Anyone messing with you deserves to be tormented. Hearing her dominant words, I felt over the moon, getting protected by such a gorgeous woman. Gotta say, it really feels good. Even though we handled those thugs, we realized something. This little mortal village isn't safe anymore. Word about Medicine King Valley being destroyed must be all over Central State by now. Those powers after the 10,000 spirit body have probably spread their nets everywhere. Hunting for us. We have to get back to the Lin family fast. Only there can we be safe and survive these last 2 months of weakness. That night, we quietly left Xinghua village and began the journey back to Central State to avoid being recognized. Nietzsche used a disguise pill on us, turning herself into a sallow-faced middle-aged woman, and I became a paralyzed old man in a wheelchair. On the way, we traveled rough, sticking to wild mountains. Tough as it was, Mi Cai never complained. Every night, when it was quiet, he always held me tightly, keeping me warm with his body at night. Hearing each other's heartbeats, we didn't need sweet words. Our hearts were already close. These days on the run brought us even closer. These times became the catalyst for our feelings. After a month and a half on the road, we finally saw that magnificent floating palace above the clouds. The Lin clan's disciples guarded the family formation when they saw a sallow-faced woman pushing a paralyzed old man to the gate. They nearly beat us away with sticks. That is, until I pulled out the purple gold token showing my young master status. Then the whole Lin family went crazy. My dad, Lin Jianshan, basically tore open space and rushed out right away. When he saw me, slumped in a wheelchair, this half-step true immortal powerhouse, actually teared up on the spot. Fanner, who did this to you?
Tell me.
I'll wipe out their whole clan. Lin Jianshan's killing intent nearly froze the air around us. I quickly grabbed his sleeve, coughed a couple of times. Dad, easy, calm down. I'm fine. I just used a secret skill and burned out my body. Give me some time to rest. I'll be good. Too many eyes here. Let's go inside and talk. Back in the family vault, I finally told them everything about what happened at Medicine King Valley, and all the horrible memories in that black jade slip to Lin Jianshan and the elders. After they heard my story, the whole vault went dead silent. Everyone looked seriously worried. The Creation Valley wants to use Central State as a furnace. Those maniacs are still plotting those defiant crimes. The ninth elder sighed, a flash of fear in his eyes. I looked at him. Do you know who that dark figure was? He nodded. If I'm not wrong, that shadow was probably a survivor from the Shidao Alliance. Shidao Alliance? I've never heard of it. It was an evil cult, wiped out 10,000 years ago by all the great forces in Central State. They didn't follow the heavenly way, just devoured everything, trying to consume the whole world. That battle tore the world apart. Countless true immortals died. And we always thought they were gone for good. Turns out they were hiding this whole time. And now they're targeting the 10,000 spirit body. Lin Jianshan slammed his palm on the jade table. It shattered into pieces. Who cares about the rules right now? If anyone touches my son or daughter-in-law, even if the King of Heaven shows up, I'll rip a piece off him myself. During this time, the Lin family launched our highest-level defense array. All disciples training outside were called back, so just stay home and focus on healing. Let's see who dares mess with us now. Back in my old courtyard, I can finally just relax, lying on my soft big bed. No more living in fear every day. Mi Cai changed out of her disguise and washed away her exhaustion. She put on her usual plain dress. I watched her as she busied herself making medicine for me. My heart felt peaceful, but that peace didn't last long. On my 10th day home, with just 3 days left before my weakness ended, and only 3 days to go, an unprecedented crisis quietly arrived. That morning, the sky above the Lin family was clear, when a thick blood-red cloud suddenly covered it. Dark clouds spread overhead. A terrifying, overwhelming pressure smashed right through the Lin family's defensive array, crushing every member's heart. Lin Jianshan, get out here. A decree. A cold, androgynous voice blasted over the whole estate from above. Lying in bed, my brows furrowed sharply. This energy actually carried a hint of heavenly will. Who does this guy think he is, daring to call out the head of the Lin family like that? Mi Cai gripped her sword tightly, standing guard by my bed, ready for anything. I struggled up and had Mi Cai help me outside. I looked up at the sky. At the center of the red clouds, a white jade carriage pulled by 9 dragons slowly appeared. On the carriage stood a young man dressed in a purple robe. A strange lotus mark was on his brows, and he held a golden decree. He looked at us all like we were ants, looking down on the entire Lin family. That's the inspector newly appointed by Central State, the inspector from the Central State Treasury Hall. Lin Jianshan and several elders rose up to meet him, their faces grim. My heart sank. The Central State Treasury Hall is officially the highest institution ruling all the top forces here. Rumor says they're backed by immortals from the upper world. Normally, they look down on everyone. They almost never intervene in mortal affairs. So why come to the Lin family now? May I ask what business brings the inspector here today? Lin Jianshan forced back his anger.
He cupped his hands and asked.
The young inspector just sneered and snapped open the golden decree. Lin family's young master Lin Fan has colluded with demons, destroyed the Medicine King's Valley Sanctuary, and slaughtered allies. His crimes are unforgivable. By order of the Golden Phoenix Judgment Hall, Lin Fan is stripped of his title as young master, his cultivation abolished, and he and his wife Mi Cai are to be brought to the hall for trial. If you resist, your entire family will be executed. The moment those words fell, the whole Lin family was outraged. Nonsense! Medicine King's Valley started using live people for alchemy. My son was just doing the right thing. You Judgment Hall don't care about right or wrong. He was just enforcing justice. You Judgment Hall can't tell good from bad. This is outrageous. Lin Jianshan erupted with rage and unleashed his half-immortal might, aiming it straight at the inspector. The inspector wasn't scared one bit, but just smirked mockingly. Lin Jianshan, if you dare attack me, that's an insult to the Judgment Hall. And an insult to heaven. He suddenly crushed a black jade token in his hand. Boom! An even greater power than a half-immortal's. True immortal strength. Yee. Burst from the token, turning into a giant hand that blotted out the sky, and slammed Lin Jianshan and the elders to the ground. They were knocked down in an instant. Silence fell over everyone. Just a fragment of that power was enough to crush the family's best fighters. So this is the Judgment Hall's power? The inspector looked down from above at the bleeding Lin Jianshan, his eyes full of arrogance. And you ants dare defy heaven? He turned his gaze, locking right on me in my wheelchair, and make us standing in front of me. That energy, the myriad medicine spirit body really is on you. No wonder the Hallmaster ordered you caught. So it's a huge opportunity. His eyes glowed with greed, and in a flash, he stepped across space and hovered above our courtyard. Mi Cai didn't back down, fully unleashing her powers. The starfall sword in her hand blazed with light, aimed right at the inspector's throat. Stay away from him, Mi Cai shouted. But the inspector just waved his sleeve, and the sword beam instantly shattered. A mere divine realm dares raise a sword at me? How reckless, the inspector sneered,
his right hand turning into a claw.
With crushing power, he reached right for Mi Cai's neck. Lin Jianshan's eyes burned with fury from afar, trying to help, but was pinned down by the immense force. In that life-or-death moment, in my mind, the system's mechanical voice, silent for 3 months, suddenly roared. Ding! Host's 3-month weakness has ended. Punishment lifted. Ding! The primordial divine furnace. Its powers are now fully awakened. Ding! First stage of chain mission completed. Reward granted. Divine furnace's awakening up 10%. New skill unlocked. Furnace devours the heavens. Boom! As the system announced it, energy 10 times stronger than my peak. A wild force exploded in me, like a volcano erupting after ages. It burst forth from deep in my body. The clear sky turned dark red. Endless spiritual energy formed a visible storm, all rushing into me. I slowly stood up from the wheelchair, my black hair turning to blazing red flames. And in my eyes were twin fires burning everything. The inspector's hand reaching for Mi Cai froze, and couldn't move an inch, because a fair hand burning with strange fire gripped his wrist like a clamp, holding him tight. Who gave you the guts to touch my wife? I looked up slightly and gave him a head toward him. There's a bone-chilling smile on his face. His expression changed sharply while patrolling. He suddenly realized in fear. His powerful Tunju peak cultivation means nothing before this young man he once thought useless. He can't fight back at all. Didn't you lose your cultivation? How do you still have this kind of power? He desperately tried to pull his hand away, but my hand felt like a bottomless black hole. It's completely devouring his spiritual power. Screw you. I roared out. The primal fire from my ancient heavenly furnace body swept right up his arm. The inspector cried out horribly. His proud violet gold robes burned to ashes instantly. Flames shot straight into his energy channels, burning his very soul. Let go. I'm from the Judgment Hall. You wouldn't dare kill me. The Hall Lord will wipe out your entire Lin clan. Even now, he still tries to threaten me with the Judgment Hall. I give a cold laugh. Since you love the Judgment Hall so much, I'll judge you first. Furnace devours the heavens. Refine him for me, Buzz. Furnace devours the heavens. Refine him, Buzz. A huge illusionary pill furnace swallows the inspector whole. This time it's no slow simmer. It's pure violent devouring. Just 3 breaths. A moment ago he was so arrogant. Now he's been wiped out completely. Only one thing remains. A Tunju pill glowing bright violet gold hovers silently in the air. I beckon and pocket the Tunju pill. Then I look up, staring at that raging immortal hand up in the sky. Giant hand, you're the one who hurt my dad just now. I take a deep breath. 20% of my ancient heavenly furnace body's power bursts out. I bend my knees and blast up like a cannonball. My fist pounds out, wrapped in the mother flame, and smashes straight into the immortal hand. Crack! A chilling, shattering sound rings out. That hand, formed by immortal power, explodes from my punch, turning into light rain falling everywhere. All the Lin clan. Light rain drifts down from the sky. The whole Lin clan falls deathly silent. Everyone stares at me like I'm a god, standing proud in midair. Even Lin Tian forgets to wipe the blood from his mouth hanging wide open. You're the one who's become immortal. I land back in the yard, help up the stunned camouflage. I flash a big grin at Dad. Immortal? Nah, just another boost to my body, that's all. Mi Cai is still stunned listening to my nonsense. Camouflage finally snaps out of it and jumps straight into my arms and pounds my chest hard. You liar. You had me worry for 3 whole months. I thought you'd be a cripple forever. I hug her slender waist and whisper in her ear. If I was a cripple, how could I protect my gorgeous wife? Plus, I have freeloaded for 3 months now. I've got to show you what I can really do. This sweet moment doesn't last long. The bloody clouds in the sky suddenly start churning like crazy from the ruins of the immortal talisman I just destroyed. A furious, icy voice booms out. Well, Lin clan. Well done with the ancient heavenly furnace body. I really underestimated you. Since you won't listen, then get ready for Judgment Hall's wrath. In half a month, I'll flatten your Lin clan, rip out the myriad spirit's source. The voice echoes for ages. The Lin clan's relief vanishes, and everyone tenses up again. The Hall Lord of Judgment Hall. He's said to be a legendary immortal level powerhouse. If he comes himself, even with the Lin clan's wards and all the old ancestors, we'd still be in serious danger. I look at the fading storm in the sky. No fear in my eyes, only burning battle spirit. Judgment Hall, huh? Trying to take my wife. Then you better get ready. Let's see if your immortal arts are awesome, or if my furnace is tougher. Right then, the system voice interrupts again. Ding. Mainline mission triggered. Phase 2. Overthrow the Judgment Hall. Mission. Expose the Judgment Hall. Reveal Judgment Hall's plot with the Allied World Union. Kill the Hall Lord of Judgment Hall. Stop the Genesis Physique Incubation Mission. Reward. Ancient Heavenly Furnace Bodies awakening up 30%. Unlock Divine Flames ranking. Failure. Central Prefecture gets wiped out. Host and Destiny Girl will be refined into dust. This insane mission penalty makes me curse in my head. This system really doesn't want me to relax, huh? Always threatening to end the world. But since we're already at odds with Judgment Hall, doesn't matter if I take this mission or not. I turn to Juzu and Lin Janshan, face getting deadly serious.
Dad, Ancestor.
Looks like we need to plan ahead. Judgment Hall is not some righteous sect. They're in cahoots with the Allied World Union behind Yao Juyu. That so-called Hall Lord is probably the mastermind behind everything. Juzu gasps. You mean the Judgment Hall? Is the dark force trying to turn Central Prefecture into a furnace? I nod. Almost certainly. So, almost for sure. Now, it's not just about protecting ourselves. It's about saving Central Prefecture. If they hatch that Genesis spirit, we'll all be dead. Lin Janshan takes a deep breath. Resolve flashes in his eyes. If that's the case, we'll fight them to the end. The Lin clan's lasted for ages. We've never backed down. Send messages to all the major clans and top sects now. Spread the truth to everyone. There's no way all the top powerhouses together can't handle just one Judgment Hall. Over the next few days, all of Central Prefecture goes into chaos. Lin clan reveals the truth behind their impending doom, and Judgment Hall's conspiracy goes public. At first, lots of people can't believe it. But as more clues about missing geniuses show up, they all point to Judgment Hall. Even their die-hard supporters start to have doubts. And I don't just sit around, getting ready for the ultimate showdown. I go into closed-door training, using my ancient heavenly furnace body. I cook up all kinds of top-tier pills like crazy, whether it's healing or top-tier elixirs, whether for healing or power boosting. As long as I have the materials, I'll refine them by the pound. I've nearly emptied half the Lin family treasury, But in exchange, the family's strength doubled in no time. 7 days later, the door was pushed open. Mi Cai walked in with a tray of snacks. Seeing the mountain of pills around me, her eyes were full of heartache. Are you trying to kill yourself? 7 days without eating or sleeping. Even if you're made of iron, you can't hold up like this. I packed the last batch of golden elixirs, wiped the sweat from my brow, and smilingly pulled her hand. It's okay, I know what I'm doing. As long as I can protect you, and protect the Lin family, this hardship is nothing. Mi Cai's eyes grew slightly red. She didn't say a word, but pulled out from her robe that broken jade pendant linked to her bloodline. Lin Fan, do you remember? Before my mother passed away, she gave me the jade's final essence. I nodded. Of course I remember. What is it? Mi Cai took a deep breath. The jade pendant emitted a faint glow, lately as the light pulsated, and my myriad demon physique stabilized. I found this isn't just a keepsake. It actually hides a partial star map. And where this star map points to seems related to the hall under our land. What? Related? I stood up abruptly. The bronze hall in the ancestral land? That's where the 9th ancestor retreats.
They say?
The ancestor moved it from an ancient ruin. No one knows what secret it hides. Could the myriad demon physique have a link to the ancestral land? Let's go ask the old ancestor. I grabbed Mi Cai's hand and rushed deep into the ancestral land, pushing open the heavy bronze door. The 9th ancestor sat like dead wood, cross-legged in the center of the hall. Seeing us enter, he slowly opened his cloudy eyes. Little Fan, how's the array coming? I shook my head. Forget the array for a moment. We've discovered this. I signaled Mi Cai to show the pendant. As its light hit the bronze hall, the whole place began to shake violently. The blurry ancient patterns on the walls seemed to suddenly come to life, emitting a dazzling golden light. The 9th ancestor's eyes widened. He stared intensely at the pendant, his voice trembling to the extreme. This is the key to the core formation. You actually have this thing? I was completely confused. What core formation? The 9th ancestor took a deep breath, looking at us with a complex gaze. Do you know where the central state's core is? I was stunned. Could it be right here in our family? The 9th ancestor nodded heavily. Yes, right beneath this bronze hall. The ancestor built the family here, just to suppress this formation, to keep anyone from opening it. To open or destroy this formation, one needs the myriad demon source, and the fire of the primal cauldron. Suddenly, I understood everything. No wonder the system forced the marriage. Together, we are central states. This is the final code for our trump card. If we can control the core formation, can we stop the golden bone from hatching? I asked urgently. The 9th ancestor sighed. In theory, yes. But inside this formation, the ancient expert sealed away a wisp of destructive will. Even if you meet the criteria, trying to control it is a deadly gamble. If you fail, all of Central State turns to nothing.
Hearing this,
Mi Cai and I looked at each other. In each other's eyes we saw an unyielding determination. There's no turning back. The Judgment Hall's army is coming. Rather than waiting for death, let's just give it all we've got. Ancestor, let us try, I said with total conviction. The 9th ancestor looked at us. After a long silence, he stood up and cleared the path to the depths. Since you've made your decision, I won't stand in your way. Go now. The fate of the family is in your hands. Mi Cai and I held hands tightly and walked into the bottomless tunnel, the pitch-black, endless tunnel. As we went deeper, the temperature rose higher and higher. In the air, suffocating prehistoric aura filled the space. And at the end of the tunnel, a massive stone door with immense pressure stood tall before us. 8 words carved, "Heaven treats all," with all things as its furnace. As we prepared to push the door together, a cold, mocking voice suddenly echoed behind us. I've been looking everywhere for this. So the core formation was hidden right under your noses. Thanks for leading the way. The hair on my neck stood up. I spun around abruptly. From the shadows of the tunnel, a familiar figure slowly emerged, the one with the lotus mark on his brow, who I should have refined to ashes, the Judgment Hall inspector. He stood there completely unharmed, a weird smirk hanging on his lips. His aura had broken through the limits. reaching the true immortal realm, the true lord of the judgment hall. I gritted my teeth, shielding Mi Cai behind me. The primal cauldron flames in my palm. Flames gathered wildly in my hand. The battle was about to erupt. You're not dead? I glared at him. My mind raced for a counter-strategy. This can't be his true body. A true immortal realm. Expert would collapse this space. The moment they descended. This must be some secret technique. A projected divine thought. A clone, but I didn't dare lower my guard. Even if it's just a clone, it's a monster touched by immortal laws. The Hall Lord gave a disdainful laugh. I've long merged with this world's laws. What you refined was merely a substitute. Lin Fan, hand over the myriad demon girl, and I might show some mercy, to spare a few of your bloodline. I let out a cold laugh, clapping my hands together. To hell with your mercy. You want to touch my wife? You'll have to go through me first. Primal cauldron physique. All things to silence. Boom! A massive red pillar of fire, shot directly from my palms, with terrifying heat that burns all, slamming into the Hall Lord's clone. I slammed it hard at the Judgment Hall Master's clone. This is the strongest attack I can do right now. Even the space around us burned with pitch-black cracks. But the Hall Master just casually raised a finger. A black lotus quietly bloomed. That crimson pillar of fire, powerful enough to destroy everything. The moment it touched the black lotus, it was like snow meeting the blazing sun. It melted away without a sound. Too weak. The Hall Master shook his head. There was a flash of disappointment in his eyes. The ancient divine furnace body is crazy strong. But your current power is still just mortal. Against real immortal laws. You don't even qualify to struggle. After he finished, he flicked his finger. The black lotus turned into a streak of light instantly. It shot straight toward my forehead. It was so fast. My divine sense couldn't catch it. Just as everything was about to collapse, a small but proud figure suddenly stepped in front of me. It was old ancestor Juzu. My eyes nearly burst with rage. I let out a furious shout. PFFT. The black lotus pierced right through Juzu's dried-out chest. Blood sprayed everywhere, shocking to see. But Juzu didn't retreat a step. He clung tightly to the Hall Master's arm. In his cloudy eyes, a wild, unprecedented light exploded. Kid next door. Better to die fighting than kneel to live. I've lived 100,000 years, that's enough. Today I'll use what's left of my life to take on you so-called immortal. Juzu howled at the sky. Inside him, the half-immortal source he'd nearly burned out, at this moment, suddenly lit up again like a final flare. A force way stronger than at his peak, burst out instantly. He locked the Hall Master's clone right in place. Crazy old man, are you trying to die? The Hall Master's face finally changed. He frantically used his immortal power to break free. But Juzu was ready to die, and gave him no chance at all. Zhao Fan, take him. Get him in there. Remember, no matter what you see, don't ever forget who you are. The future of the Lin family is yours. Juzu turned his head and gave me an incredibly gentle smile. Right after, his body began shattering inch by inch. He turned into pure sealing force, wrapping the Hall Master's clone completely. No, ancestor. My eyes turned red. Tears gushed out. This old man, always a bit goofy, but he always took pride in me. Just disappeared right in front of me. Lin Fan, go now. Don't let ancestors' sacrifice be in vain. Nietzsche grabbed my wrist hard. Tears covered his face too, but his gaze was full of determination. He pulled me with everything he had, and shoved open the heavy stone door. The instant we fell through it, I saw Juzu's cocoon explode in light, dragging the Hall Master's clone right into the space of destruction. Inside the chaos, the stone door slammed shut behind us, blocking out everything from outside. I collapsed on the floor. My mind was totally blank. It felt like a giant invisible hand squeezing my heart. Hurts so much I can't breathe. Since I crossed worlds, this is the first time I've felt this kind of agony. I always thought with a system in me and a god-level body, I could treat everything like a game. But now I finally get it. This is real with blood and pain, full of cruelty and sacrifice. A soft, cool hand gently touched my cheek. I looked up and saw Micah's worried eyes. If you want to cry, just let it out. Micah's voice was gentle. but it calmed my heart. I clenched my teeth, forcing the tears back. I jumped to my feet, took a deep breath. Crying won't save Central State, and won't avenge us. I, Lin Fan, swear, one day I'll skin that hallmaster, and break his bones. I'll turn him and the World Alliance to ashes. Only now, did I have the mind to look at this space we were in? This is nothing like the array core I imagined. No complex array lines. No bright array points. Just dead silence and emptiness. Below me is cracked, dark red ground. Above is pitch black, no stars. Above us just a starless black sky. The air is thick with sorrow and desolation. Like this is a graveyard abandoned by heaven. And at the end of our sight, there's a broken altar standing. Why does this place feel so creepy? I instinctively pulled Meika behind me. Ancient divine furnace flames wrapped around me, driving away the bone-chilling cold. Meika took out that broken jade pendant. Now, the jade was shining with an intense green light, guiding us toward the altar. My bloodline was buzzing inside. This place seems to hold the primal instincts of the medicine spirit body. Meika closed her eyes, feeling the energy all around. Carefully, we approached the altar. The dark red ground beneath us, cracked with every step. I couldn't help but wonder, is the ground stained red with blood? We walked for who knows how long. At last we reached the altar. This altar was massive, made entirely of some unknown black crystal. All around it, randomly scattered. All around it, randomly scattered, were giant bones. Some were mountain-sized. Some shone with immortal light. The owners of these bones were surely legendary powerhouses in life, yet all killed right here. At the very top of the altar floated a gray, misty sphere of light. It pulsed in a steady rhythm, almost alive. With every pulse, the emptiness of the space rippled. This is the core of the certificate, the will of destruction. I swallowed hard, feeling deadly pressure like never before. Just as we were about to step onto the altar, the gray sphere suddenly stopped pulsing. Then came a voice, ancient and worn, like it crossed endless time. It boomed straight into our minds. Anyone who trespasses the heavenly furnace dies. Boom! An indescribable, terrifying will crashed down like a tsunami. It hit our souls directly. My mind felt a stabbing pain, like 1,000 steel needles piercing at once. I spit out a mouthful of blood. My legs gave way. I almost collapsed right onto the ground. But Camouflage was in even worse shape. His cultivation was weaker than mine to begin with. Getting hit by this wave of destructive will, his face instantly turned pale as a sheet. Blood started oozing from all 7 orifices. I shouted at Camouflage. I quickly pulled him into my arms. I frantically activated the Taigu Divine Furnace body, trying to use the primal fire to block the will for him. System, stop pretending to be dead. Hurry up and come out with a solution. I roared like crazy in my mind. Ding detected. Ancient Gate's destructive will is attacking the system. Firewall activated. Ding warning. Will intensity too high. System can only provide mutual support. Host's soul is still intact. Unable to fight back. Host must find a way on your own. Hearing the system's reply, I almost cursed her right there from anger. How can it fail at such a critical moment? What's the point of having this system then? But I had no time to complain now. That destructive will kept coming in waves, never ending. If we can't find a way to solve this, Camouflage and I will be worn out and die here sooner or later. Lin Fan, I can't hold on much longer. Camouflage leaned weakly in my arms. She was barely breathing. Her body started turning transparent, like she could vanish in this emptiness at any moment. Looking at her beautiful face, I felt a surge of unstoppable strength. Screw you, destructive will. I don't even fear heaven's Tao. And you think you can kill me with a trace of the dead's leftover will? I bit my tongue hard, spit a mouthful of essence blood onto the Taigu Divine Furnace's shadow. If you're the will of this world's great hung, then today I'll use this furnace to face you head on. Let's see who's really the true furnace. Divine Furnace swallows heaven. Absorb for me. I fully unleashed all limits of the Taigu Divine Furnace body. It became a black hole that devoured everything. I even drew the gray destructive will right into my own body. Boom, boom, boom. The moment the destructive will entered my body, My meridians instantly snapped by 70 or 80%. The soul-ripping pain was hundreds of times worse than being cut by 1,000 blades. I let out hundreds of times worse. I let out a roar like a wild beast, holding camouflage tightly, using what little reason I had left to control the mother fire. I refined the will bit by bit. It was not just a contest of strength, but a battle of wills. I saw mountains of corpses and seas of blood from ancient times. Countless souls cried out in the world's furnace. Inside this will was filled with resentment against heaven's unfairness, and a madness to destroy everything. I couldn't let myself be assimilated, or I'd become a mindless killing monster. Just as my consciousness was about to be swallowed by resentment, a cool, gentle energy suddenly spread from my arms. It was camouflage, somehow finding strength, breaking free from my embrace. She cupped my cheeks with both hands, pressed her forehead tightly to mine. That broken jade pendant between us gave off a soft green glow. Lin Fan, keep your mind clear. Don't let him devour you. I'll help you. Camouflage's voice was weak, but flowed into my mind like a refreshing spring. She even activated the myriad beast spirit body. She somehow stimulated the core of the myriad beast spirit body, pouring her vitality endlessly into my body, repairing the meridians I'd broken with this surge of vitality. I finally regained a bit of clarity. The primal fire from the Taigu divine furnace burned fiercely again, and started forcefully refining the destructive will. This was a long and agonizing tug of war. In this timeless space, Camouflage and I held each other tight. I refined destruction with fire. She healed wounds with vitality. Our energies started blending together without us even noticing. Taigu divine furnace and myriad medicine spirit body. Two legendary physics that should be unrelated actually resonated together at this moment, like yin and yang converging, endlessly thriving. Who knows how long passed? The soul-rending pain finally started to ease. The mother fire inside me wasn't extinguished. It actually absorbed power from the destructive will. The color changed from crimson to a dark gold, radiating unstoppable dominance. I slowly let out a deep breath, and opened my eyes, found that floating gray sphere over the altar
Had vanished.
Now there was a palm-sized white jade token glowing softly. We did it, I gasped for air, looked down at my arms, and saw Camouflage had fallen into deep unconsciousness. Her face was pale, but her breathing was steady enough. Looks like she just used too much vitality. I carefully laid her on the ground, pulled out a few loose robes from my storage ring, and put them underneath her. Then I checked the surroundings. Though we'd survived the test of destructive will, we were both in terrible shape. My spiritual energy was nearly drained. Camouflage had sunk even deeper in sleep. We had to recover fast. Otherwise, forget controlling the formation book. Even getting out would be a problem. I looked around. There was nothing but rocks and bones in this space. Not even a single blade of grass. Forget about any spiritual herbs. Luckily, as the young master of the longevity clan, if nothing else, I sure had plenty of supplies. I dug into my storage ring and pulled out a bunch of random stuff. There were premium snacks, rare spirit beast meat, even pots, pans, and dishes. Yep, you heard right. I even brought a
Top-class magical frying pan.
The world is big, but food is the biggest. In this dark wasteland, I had to treat myself to something tasty. I used the Taigu divine furnace, with its dark gold flames to build a fire, then sliced up some fresh loin from a new realm spirit beast, and grilled it on the pan till it sizzled. Rich aroma of meat quickly filled the dead silent space. Not long after, I heard a faint sound behind me, the weak sound of swallowing. I turned around and saw Camouflage was awake, her big watery eyes staring hard at the grilled meat in the pan. Her belly even growled loudly. Awake, little foodie. I joked with a smile, picked up a piece of crispy, juicy meat, blew on it and held it out to her. Camouflage blushed. She tried to act tough and refuse, but just couldn't resist the temptation and grabbed a bite. Chomp. He took a big bite. Hot. He held his mouth. He was almost in tears from the heat, but he couldn't bear to spit it out. Slow down. No one's fighting you for food. Watching him being so silly and cute, I finally relaxed my tense nerves. In this apocalypse-like wasteland, the two of us seemed like an ordinary couple, sitting around a bonfire, sharing simple food. After eating our fill, Micah's face finally got some color back. He leaned on my shoulder, looking at the altar in the distance, and softly asked, "What do we do next?" That jade talisman should be the key to the certificate, right? I nodded. I stood and walked up to the altar. I picked up the jade talisman that was glowing white. The moment my mind connected to the jade talisman, waves of information flooded my mind. I closed my eyes, and it took me nearly half an hour to finally piece everything together. When I opened my eyes again, my face looked odd. There was both shock and a hint of relief. "What's wrong? What did the talisman say?" Nietzsche walked over and asked with concern. I looked at him and gave a wry smile. The ninth ancestor was both right and wrong. This really is the core certificate of Central Continent. But this certificate was never meant to hatch any divine creation essence. It's actually used to seal something. Nietzsche was shocked. I raised the jade talisman in my hand and explained, back then, that ancient powerhouse wasn't trying to refine a divine pill with Central Continent, but instead discovered a cosmic beast called Rice, an apocalyptic monster, which is what the Judgment Hall called the Creation Jinn. To stop this beast from devouring all worlds, the powerhouse sacrificed himself and used the entire Central Continent as a forge, setting up this world-incinerating great formation. He locked the beast deep under the earth. The myriad spirit body is the eye of the formation, the core, and keeps the seal going with endless life force. Now you get it. So the world Mang was actually planning to destroy the seal, letting out that monster. Exactly. I gritted my teeth. It's the monster for sure, I said, clenching my teeth. They've been secretly draining the bloodlines of the prodigies, just to weaken the power of the formation. And the reason they want you is because not only can the myriad spirit body maintain the seal, it's also the only key to break the seal. If they refine you, the formation's core will be destroyed, and the creation essence will break out. Then all of Central Continent will become its food. Micah gasped, fear flashing in his eyes. So what do we do now? Can we use this jade talisman to reinforce the seal? I looked at the talisman and sighed. The formation has run for 100,000 years, and its energy is almost gone. The jade talisman alone isn't enough, according to the talisman, to completely destroy the creation Jinjiyu. We need three things: the pure life force of the myriad spirit body, the ultimate divine fire of the ancient god furnace body,
And
my expression turned serious, the legendary fire that can burn karma, the nether hellfire. Nether hellfire. Nietzsche paused. What kind of fire is that? Ever heard of it? I shook my head. What kind of fire is that? Ever heard of it? I shook my head. That fire isn't on the Earthfire list at all. The system just told me. That thing isn't even in Central Continent, but in a restricted area called Shura Sea. But the good news is, even if we can't kill the bug right now, I can use the talisman to temporarily take control of the formation and use its remaining power to teach those Judgment Hall bastards outside a lesson they'll never forget. At this point, a cruel smile appeared at the corner of my mouth. Doesn't the Judgment Hall master love acting high and mighty? Today I'll show him who really rules the Central Continent, who the real master is. I pulled Micah to the top of the altar. We stood on either side of the formation's eye. The system helped me merge with the formation. I silently thought, ding. System assist activated. Connecting to the World Incinerator Certificate. 10%. 50%. 100%. Connected. When the system beeped, the jade talisman in my hand flashed a blinding light. The void instantly disappeared and was replaced with a sprawling view of Central Continent. In this scene, I could clearly see every spirit vein's path, every sex protective formation, even sense billions of living beings breathing. This power to control everything felt like I was a creator god. It made me want to roar to the sky, but I forced that urge down, because at my current cultivation level, I can't handle the overload for long. I have to finish this fast. I shifted my focus, and my view moved above the Lin clan's ancestral land. Meanwhile, outside, it's been 3 full days. Since we entered the Bronze Hall, the sky above the Ling clan had turned completely blood red. The Judgment Hall army crowded around the Ling clan, leaving no way out. 4 terrifying figures with semi-immortal auras stood guard at the east, south, west, and north. They're the 4 protectors of the Judgment Hall. And inside the Ling clan, the clan's formation was already about to collapse. Its barrier was covered with cracks like a spider web. Web-like cracks everywhere. Lin Jianshan was covered in blood, holding a broken spear, still standing his ground at the core of the formation. By his side were countless Lin clan members lying in pools of blood. Lin Jianshan, your formation's about to break. If you don't surrender Lin Fan and Mi Cai, none of your clan will survive today. A judgment protector from the east roared like thunder. His voice shattered the clouds. Lin Jianshan spat out bloody saliva and laughed up at the sky. I'd rather die than give up my son. If you've got the guts, step over my dead body. Stubborn fool, kill him. The 4 protectors attacked at once. 4 pillars of destructive light slammed hard into the clan's formation. Crack! A shattering sound split the air. The Ling clan's 1,000-year formation finally collapsed completely.
Despair
Spread through the hearts of every Ling clansman. But at that moment, no one backed down. Everyone burned their blood, ready for a final fight to the death. Just then the fierce battle was happening under the attack of the 4 guardians. Right as Lin Jianshan was about to be overwhelmed, a mocking voice suddenly rang out. It exploded across the skies of Central Continent.
Touch my dad.
And you cowardly turtles still dare to try. Suddenly, everything froze in absolute silence. Whether it was the Judgment Hall army, or those 4 earth-shattering beams, they all stopped mid-air at this moment. Right after that, deep underground at the Lin family ancestral land, a burst of 9-colored divine light shot straight up into the sky. Ami and Camouflage appeared, stepping up on a ladder formed from pure spiritual energy, slowly rising higher. Fanner, Kaier, Lin Jianshan saw me unharmed. His voice was trembling with excitement. I winked at Dad. Dad, you take a break. Let your son handle the rest. I turned around, sweeping my eyes over the entire Judgment Hall army, finally landing on the 4 guardians. I raised my right hand, snapped my fingers hard, opened the heaven furnace formation. Boom! Right as my words fell, the whole, as my words echoed, all the spiritual veins across Central Continent let out a roaring sound like dragons. Countless visible pillars of spiritual energy shot into the sky. In the sky, they intertwined, forming a massive, invisible alchemy furnace covering 1,000,000 miles, directly enclosing all the Judgment Hall forces, wrapping everyone inside it. What kind of formation is this? The 4 guardians finally panicked. They were terrified to find their own spiritual power drained rapidly. It was being forcefully stripped by the invisible furnace. You guys in Judgment Hall like to play with fire. So today I'll show you what it's like to be refined as a pill. My eyes turned red. Dark gold flames of the ancient divine furnace body ignited the whole world instantly. The furnace echoed with unbearable, chilling screams. Tens of thousands of Judgment Hall cultivators were burned to ashes in the flames. Even their souls couldn't escape, instantly turned into pure spiritual energy, which then revived the dried-up Central Continent. In less than half an incense stick's time, the once untouchable Judgment Hall army was completely wiped out. Only the 4 struggling half-step true immortals remained.
Destroyed.
Only those 4 half-step true immortal guardians were left. You little bastard guardian, the Hall Master will never let you go. One guardian spat out a desperate curse. I snorted coldly. If he dares to come, I'll take him with you. Guess we're all dead meat. I clenched my fist hard. The heaven furnace contracted with a rumble. The 4 guardians didn't even get a chance to self-destruct. They were crushed on the spot, turning into 4 blood-colored pills filled with immortal energy, landing in my hand. Total silence. The surviving Lin family members stared, stunned, almost unable to believe their eyes. With just a flip of my hand, I destroyed tens of thousands of troops and crushed 4 half-step true immortals. Such power is more terrifying than a real immortal. Young Master is unbeatable. Long live the young master. After a moment of silence, the Lin family broke out into deafening cheers. Countless members cried with joy, but I didn't relax at all. Because I know, borrowing the power of the formation is only temporary. The real threat hasn't gone away yet. Right as the heaven furnace vanished, from the very depths of the sky, a massive rift split open in the void. A pair of cold and merciless eyes stared through the crack, locking directly onto me. Lin Fan, you've actually mastered the formation book. The Judgment Hall Master spoke with killing intent. I met his gaze without fear, and flashed him a defiant middle finger. That's right, I mastered it. If you've got balls, come down here and fight me now. You nasty rat hiding in the sewers. The eyes in the void shrank sharply, clearly furious at my arrogant attitude. But he didn't show up in the end. He knew, under the cover of the heaven furnace formation, even his true body would still be severely suppressed. Fine, very good. I'll admit I underestimated you. But you think mastering what's left of the formation can change fate? The fortune golden fruit is about to mature, even without the myriad medicine spiritual body. If I blood sacrifice the whole Shura Sea, I can break the seal just the same. Enjoy your last few peaceful days. When I arrive, your whole Lin family will be annihilated. With the cold voice fading, as the voice vanished, the void rift slowly closed. The sky turned blue again. I let out a long breath. My legs went weak, almost fell from midair. Borrowing the power of the formation is exhausting. It's honestly terrifying. If that old hawk really had charged down without a care, I probably would have just run off with my wife. A pair of gentle hands caught me in time. Camouflage looked pityingly at my sweat-soaked face and took out a handkerchief to wipe me down. Stop acting tough. The crisis is over for now. Let's head back down. I leaned on his shoulder, greedily inhaling the faint herbal scent on him. Chuckled. Wife, did I look cool just now? Seriously? Can't you be serious at all? Camouflage rolled his eyes at me, but couldn't help but smile. Yeah, super cool. All right? A crisis that nearly destroyed the Lin family was resolved by me in the most brutal and forceful way. Those 4 blood pills refined from the 4 guardians. I handed them to Dad, Lin Jianshan, with these 4 pills, containing half a step of true immortal essence. Dad's cultivation will fully recover. He even has a good chance to take that final step and reach true immortal realm. In the next few days, Central Continent was completely stirred up. Lin family's young master, Lin Fan, that name rose like a comet, becoming a legend for countless geniuses. Word spread everywhere. The forces who once watched or sided with Judgment Hall were scared senseless, lined up with lavish gifts to beg the Lin family for forgiveness. The Lin family threshold almost got worn out, but I left all that formal stuff to Dad. I've only got one task now: rest. After surviving death and enduring heavy formation drain, I gave myself 3 days off. For these 3 days, I did nothing, just hung out with Camouflage, fishing and barbecue in the bamboo grove behind the Lin house, living a carefree life for 2. Night fell like water. The breeze rustled through the bamboo. Camouflage and I sat side by side on the grass by the creek, looking up at the shining stars, looking up at the dazzling stars above. Honey, can I ask you something? I've got a blade of foxtail in my mouth. I mumble as I ask. Yeah, what is it? Camouflage leans on my shoulder. His voice is lazy. Back in Luoxing City. Why did you agree to marry me? I've always been curious. I remember I said some pretty wild things back then. With your unyielding personality, you should have fought back until the end. Camouflage is quiet for a moment, then suddenly bursts out laughing. Did you really think I was convinced by that big talk of yours? I froze for a second. Wait, wasn't that it? Of course not. Nietzsche turns his head. The clear starlight shines in his eyes. Actually, before that, I'd already seen you once. I suddenly sit up straight, totally shocked. When was that? How come I don't know about this? Nietzsche's cheeks flush a little. He shoots me a playful glare. That year, right after my mom disappeared, my fatal illness hit me. I ran off alone to an abandoned temple outside Luoxin City, ready to die. You passed by there and casually threw me a pill to hold off my illness. You said even death can't stop this medicine. And said not even afraid of dying, so why not dare to live? I was stunned. I frantically searched the original host's memories. Seems like that really happened. Back then, the original host just did a tiny good deed. Didn't even see the person's face clearly. Who knew that would lead to something so big? That's how I recognized you right away. You act all arrogant on the outside. But I know you're a good person deep down. Nietzsche lowers his head, speaking barely above a whisper. And you're honestly pretty good looking. Hearing that last bit, I can't help but grin. I pull her right into my arms. So you're into looks, huh? Should have said so. Save me so much work. Nietzsche gives a token struggle, then lets herself relax in my embrace. The mood gets sweet and romantic real quick, just as I'm about to kiss her. Making up for our delayed wedding night, that stupid system in my head comes online again at the worst moment.
Ding.
Host's emotions detected at peak relaxation. New main storyline quest released. Prelude to the final battle, Stage 3. Go to the Forbidden Zone, Shurasi. Find and tame the Nether Nightfire. Destroy the blood array of the Judgment Hall Master. Quest reward, Primordial Divine Furnace Body. Awakening level rises to 70%. Reward, Divine Artifact Void Arc. Quest duration, 3 months. Failure penalty, bone shattering. Central state destroyed. Host will be erased. After that long system announcement, all those sweet feelings just vanished. My mind snapped right back to reality. I can't help but sigh toward the sky. Stupid system? Are you jealous or what? Can't stand seeing people happy? Really gotta assign a quest right now? But even though I'm annoyed, I know how serious this is. 3 months isn't much. For a cultivator, that's a flash in the pan. And Shurasi is the scariest forbidden zone in Central State. No one's ever made it back. Why do you look so serious? Camouflage notices, picks up on my change, lifts his head and asks softly. I take a deep breath and tell him about the system quest and the Nether Nightfire. I let him know everything. Camouflage doesn't back down at all. Instead, he grabs my hand tight. No matter where you go, I'm coming with you. Looking at his determined eyes, my heart melts. I don't refuse, because I know the medicine spirit body and divine furnace body work best together. Only together can we show our true power. Besides, leaving him at the Ling family alone, I'd always worry. Alright, let's take on the Shurasi together. Let's see what tricks the Judgment Hall Master can pull. Next morning, I told my dad Ling Zhangshan about our plans. He was worried, but he also knew a real eagle needs the storm to soar high. He didn't say much more, just gave my shoulder a reassuring pat. Come back alive. The Ling family will always back you up. With my father's words and the hope of my family, me and Camouflage set off again. This time we didn't. We left without telling anyone. We just took a small boat and quietly slipped out of Central State, headed east toward the Shurasi. The boat glides through the clouds, leaving a long, white trail behind. Like it's foretelling, a battle that will go down in history is about to begin. For the next half-month, our little boat floats along slowly above the clouds. Honestly, I'm more anxious than anyone. But heading to a place as deadly as Shurasi, you gotta be in your best state. So I turned this dangerous trip into a honeymoon. Morning sunlight spills on the deck. I sit at the bow on a little stool, my hands holding a fishing pole made of 1,000-year ice silkworm thread. I fish for Lingyu in the rolling cloud sea, while Camouflage lights a little stove at the back, using his medicine spirit body to brew some top-tier spirit herbs, whipping up a fresh pot of fish soup for me. Babe, the soup's almost ready. Any luck on your end? Camouflage is wearing a little flower-patterned apron, and with a wooden spoon in his hand. Wooden spoon in hand. He peeks out beaming at me. Just one word from him has me melting inside. I ditch the fishing rod, run over and hug him from behind, chin resting on his shoulder. Who cares about catching fish? With you here, this soup and you my yummy wife. Why would I care about those dumb fish? Nietzsche squirms from my touch, playfully elbowing me. Hey, stop it, we're up in the sky. What if someone sees? I chuckle. So what if we're in the sky? Not a soul for thousands of miles. Who's gonna see us? If anyone dares spy on the Ling family's young master, I'll pop their eyes out for pickles while we're messing around. The calm sea of clouds suddenly churns violently. A sharp scent of blood hits us on the wind. My smile vanishes. I let go of camouflage, stride to the bow, gaze into the distance, and see hundreds of miles ahead. The white sea of clouds has turned into a blood-red, dead sky. The sea of clouds has turned into a lifeless dark red. There's no sun in the sky, no stars either, just a huge, pale, broken moon hanging overhead. It gives off a bone-chilling cold light. Beneath that dark red sea of clouds lies a boundless black ocean. The waters aren't just black, they're thick, almost like ink. On the surface, countless giant white bones of unknown creatures float around. We've arrived at the Asura Sea. I took a deep breath, circulated the primal fire of my ancient divine furnace body throughout myself, and formed a transparent shield of flames around me in camouflage. A see-through flame shield appeared. The air here is saturated with intense evil energy and karmic force. Even a single breath of it is enough to drive ordinary cultivators insane. Camouflage gripped my hand tightly. His starfall sword already appeared in his palm, glowing with a cold, eerie blue light. Be careful. I can feel there are lots of malicious eyes watching us from underwater. Camouflage's instincts are spot on. Just as our little boat entered the skies above the Asura Sea, the once still water suddenly exploded. Dozens of fish with 3 heads, covered in black scales, burst upward, opening huge mouths full of fangs, rushing straight at our boat to bite. These monstrous fish give off a terrifying aura equal to the early void realm. A normal cultivator wouldn't survive even a moment, and would instantly become fish food. But I didn't even blink. Heaven and earth furnace technique. Time to train. I raised my hand and pressed down into the void. A huge invisible pill furnace instantly formed. It trapped all those 3-headed fish inside, completely enveloped them with just one sweep of dark golden flames. Those vicious fish didn't even have time to scream and turned into dozens of pitch-black pills, dropping onto the deck. I walked over, picked one up, checked it, and scoffed in disgust. What junk is this? So many impurities. Not even a dog would eat it. I casually tossed the pills back into the sea. Creatures in the Asura Sea absorb karmic force year-round, so they don't have a trace of pure spiritual energy. They're totally worthless for refining. Thanks to my display of strength just now, those creatures lurking below were clearly intimidated. They plunged deep underwater, not daring to come up again. Our boat kept moving forward. Deeper we went. The white mist on the sea thickened. The fog not only blocks vision, it even stops my spiritual senses. Lin Fan, do you hear anything? Nietzsche suddenly came close and whispered softly. I perked up and listened carefully. In this dead sea breeze, I faintly heard some scattered crying. Sometimes it sounded like a baby wailing, other times like an old man sighing. Gave me chills. That's the karmic force messing with us. Don't listen. Guard your mind. I quickly took 2 tranquil heart pills from my storage ring. I swallowed one and fed the other to camouflage. But the instant camouflage swallowed the pill, his gaze suddenly turned empty. The Starcloud sword dropped onto the deck with a clang. Cam, your mom died so horribly. Why won't you come join her? Come, why won't you come join me? A deeply resentful voice rang out suddenly in the mist. Then the mist parted into a pathway, and a woman, bloodied all over, with a terrifying face, slowly came out. Her appearance was exactly like the remnant soul we saw in the underground palace of Yao Valley. Identical. Mom Nietzsche shuddered. Tears instantly poured out. She tried to ignore everything and break through my flame shield, rushing toward that bloody woman. Wake up, it's an illusion. I was shocked and grabbed camouflage tightly around the waist. The flames from my ancient divine furnace body furiously burned the mist around us, trying to disperse that illusion. But camouflage's strength was off the charts. He even tapped into the power of his medicine spirit body, trying to break free from me. Let me go. That's my mother. I have to save her. Camouflage cried his heart out and bit my shoulder hard. Blood immediately soaked my clothes. But I didn't let go. I only held him tighter. I knew this was the Asura Sea's deadliest heart illusion. It could drag out the darkest illusions. It stirs up the deepest obsessions inside, our strongest attachments and pain. If he steps outside the shield, he'll be swallowed instantly by endless karma and become just another lost soul in this bitter ocean. You dare use my mother-in-law against me? You're asking to die. I was totally enraged. My eyes shot out real dark, golden flames. I bit my tongue and spat blood into the air. Divine furnace swallows heaven. All things turn empty. I dropped all defenses and pushed my ancient divine furnace body to the limit. I became a blazing dark golden sun. An insane power of devouring exploded from me. The mist for miles around, including that woman illusion, was sucked straight into me in an instant. Countless resentments and karmic forces raged wildly through my veins, like a million evil ghosts tearing at my soul. This pain was nearly unbearable, but I gritted my teeth and held Camouflage close, keeping him completely safe. Even the will of heaven can't harm me. I've trained with the will of heaven itself. How could I fear these wandering spirits? Give me more. I roared in fury. The mother's flame inside became endless fire dragons, burning away all the resentments, bit by bit. As the illusion shattered, Camouflage's empty gaze finally cleared up. Seeing me covered in blood, clinging to him and enduring pain, he instantly understood what happened. Lin Fan, are you okay? It's all my fault.
Camouflage reached out, concerned, touching my shoulder.
At the deep bite mark, his tears fell like broken beads. I forced a smile uglier than crying. Silly girl, why are you crying? Your man is tough. This is nothing. Let's just say it's your special mark on me. Even now, I'm still joking around. Camouflage burst into laughter through tears, but the feelings in his eyes couldn't be hidden. He formed a hand seal and poured pure medicine essence into my body, quickly healing my damaged veins. As long as you're by my side, I'm not afraid of anything now. Nietzsche leaned against my chest. He spoke with absolute certainty. After this lesson, we got even more cautious on the road ahead. 3 days later, we finally made it through the mist zone. We reached the heart of the Sure Sea. There stood an island, totally built from black reefs. Right in the center was an upside-down black volcano. Instead of spitting out lava,
Its crater looked like a giant hole.
it was crazily sucking in the night winds from the sea nearby. Deep inside that inverted volcano, a small flame floated, about the size of a fist. Half of the flame was pitch black, the other half a blinding pure white. There was no warmth at all. Just looking made my soul feel frozen. Nether karma fire. My eyes lit up. I finally found this thing. The system didn't lie to me. Ding. Detected. Divine tier nether karma fire. Host, please tame it quickly. Tip. This fire burns sins and karma.
Tame. Taming comes with great risk.
You could easily lose your soul. I ignored the system's bad omen, took Nietzsche and stepped onto the black island. Babe, guard me here. I'll go get that flame. I took a deep breath and told Nietzsche firmly, be careful. No matter what happens, I'll be right here with you. Nietzsche held my hand and poured her last bit of essence of all medicine into me. I nodded and dove into the upside-down volcano's mouth. As soon as I entered, it felt like I was falling into a bottomless abyss. There was no gravity around me, and countless weird forces pulled at my body. I forced myself to stay steady, and slowly moved toward that black and white flame. 10 feet away. 5 feet. With just 3 feet left, my hand was about to touch the nether karma fire. Suddenly, the quiet flame exploded violently. An indescribable terror rushed from my fingertips straight into my soul. I didn't even have time to scream. My whole consciousness was dragged into a bizarre realm. I was pulled into a twisted, surreal world. In this world, I saw countless star beasts I'd refined before, coming at me for revenge. I saw that Judgment Hall patrol chief I blasted, grinning at me. I saw Lei Yan begging in agony inside the alchemy furnace. This was karma's backlash. The nether karma fire was judging my past. It wanted to burn me up with my own guilt. But I've lived my life with no regrets. I refined star beasts because they tried to eat me. I killed that patrol chief because he tried to hurt my wife. I crippled Lei Yan because he brought it on himself. Everything I've done was to protect those I care about. Where's the fault in that? I abruptly opened my illusory eyes, and my soul burst out with dark golden light. The primordial divine furnace became my own furnace. refining all karma. I didn't resist the backlash of karma. Instead, I opened my soul wide, drawing all of it into the primordial divine furnace. The nether karma fire seemed enraged by my madness. Black and white flames latched onto my soul, burning me like crazy, burning with full force. This pain was way greater than physical destruction. I felt my consciousness fading bit by bit. Just as I was about to break, a soothing green energy broke through the barriers and landed right in my soul. It was Nietzsche's essence. He sensed my crisis from outside and risked himself, forcing his all-medicine spirit to connect with my soul. Don't give up. We still have to go home together. Nietzsche's voice echoed in my mind, like a lighthouse in the dark, guiding me instantly. That's right, I have to go home. I still want a bunch of kids with my wife. Can't die in a place like this. Mine, I thundered with rage. The divine fire of the primordial furnace fused perfectly with the vitality of the all-medicine spirit. Together they formed a huge net, wrapping that proud nether karma fire tightly. I dragged it right into my danshin. Rumble, black and white flames struggled fiercely inside my danshin. But the flames struggled fiercely inside me. But under the might of those two bodies, they finally got tamed and turned into a strange black and white pattern, branded on the primordial divine furnace's phantom. I did it! I snapped my eyes open and jumped out of the volcano's mouth, landing safely right by Nietzsche. Ding! Congrats! You've tamed the nether night fire. Primordial divine furnace awakening now at 70%. Reward: divine artifact void arc sent. As I heard the familiar system alert in my mind, I couldn't help but laugh out loud. With this nether karma fire, that old buzzard from Judgment Hall
Is finally out of luck.
Let's go give him a visit. See that coward hiding his face? I waved my hand, and a white jade flying arc with ancient space ripples appeared over the sea. This was the system's void arc reward. It can go straight through the void, ignoring all formations and barriers. Nietzsche and I boarded the void arc, and it turned into a stream of light, ripping open the sky barrier above the Shura Sea, and sped toward Judgment Hall's main base. Judgment Hall, high up on the floating divine mountain at the north edge of Central State, usually filled with ethereal immortality music, like a fairyland on earth. But right now, the whole divine mountain was shrouded in a thick, bloody glow. On the plaza of the mountain stood a giant bone altar, hundreds of times bigger than the one we saw at the Medicine King Valley. The altar was surrounded by piles of shriveled corpses. All of them were innocent souls drained of blood and power. And in the center of the altar floated a giant, dark gold egg as big as a house. Its surface was covered with strange blood veins, soaking in all the blood energy gathering around. With every throb of this egg, the whole Central State trembled a little. The Judgment Hall Master wore a purple gold robe, floating over the altar.
His hands formed complex symbols one after another,
forcing all of Central State's remaining luck into the egg. It's close, almost there. Once the destiny bone is hatched out, devoured the last bit of this world, then I can use the chance to break through the barrier, ascend to a higher realm, be as powerful as the heavens. The Hall Master's eyes were full of madness and greed. He was completely lost in his dream. But right as he was about to perform the blood ritual, a blinding streak of light suddenly tore open the sky above the floating mountain. Void divine continents smashed down with unstoppable force, shattered the protective barrier of the Judgment Hall, and stopped above the altar. A rat is still a rat, even dressed in purple and gold robes. You can't cover up that disgusting stench. I'm standing at the bow of the ship, arms crossed, looking down at the Hall Master, with a clear mocking smirk. Lin Fan, you actually didn't die in Asura Sea. The Hall Master saw who it was. His pupils shrank sharply. But then, he let out a scornful laugh. Perfect timing. You avoid heaven's road, but still barge into hell. Since you came willingly, since you came to me yourself, I'll use the blood of you and your wife to bless my bones in power. As soon as he finished, the Hall Master's aura exploded. A real immortal's terrifying pressure swept across the place. He grabbed the air with both hands. A black blade formed by countless wailing souls appeared in his grasp, carrying a blade light that could rip the sky, came slashing at me in camo. This strike locked down all space. No way to dodge. If you did that 3 days ago, I might have run away. But now? I looked at the destructive attack and sneered, raised my right hand slowly. A black and white flame quietly bloomed in my palm. Karma fire vanish. I flicked my fingers. That seemingly weak underworld fire lightly met the black blade. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Sour sizzling and corroding. That terrifying blade that could level mountains. The moment it touched nether fire, it actually burned like paper. It actually went up in flames like paper. Nether karma fire burns only the sinful. The Hall Master killed countless for his bones, slaughtered so many. His sins are as deep as the sea. Once the fire touches him, it's like a starving wolf finds meat. In a flash, it spread from the blade to his body. Ah, what is this fire? How could my immortal body burn? The Hall Master shrieked in agony. He went wild channeling immortal power, trying to put the flames out. But karma fire burns cause and effect. The more power he used, the harder it blazed. In just a few short breaths, his fancy purple gold robe got burned to ash. This immortal master, once so proud, now rolling in pain midair, looking just like a plucked roast chicken. Weren't you arrogant just now? Weren't you going to sacrifice us? Why are you rolling on the ground now? With camo in my arms at a bow, I looked at the battered hall master, smiling wickedly. Save me. I'll do anything. All the judgment hall's treasures. Just let me live. All the treasures are yours. I'll even serve you as my lord. The hall master, burned by karma fire, finally broke down completely, dropped his pride to beg me. I shook my head. No mercy in my eyes. Sorry, I don't collect trash. And you owe too many lives to Central State. Only your life can pay the price. I snapped my fingers. The nether fire burst instantly, burned his soul and body, both at once into nothing. Didn't even give him a chance to reincarnate. The once mighty hall master was burned clean by my fire. But the crisis wasn't over yet. With the hall master's death, the dark golden bug egg on the altar below suddenly let out a piercing shriek. Without the master's suppression, it started madly, devouring the fire and blood around it. Crack, crack. Cracks formed all over the egg. A fierce aura that shocked heaven and earth leaked from the egg. No, not good. Muscle bones. About to hatch. Camo's face changed. Her starfall sword buzzed fiercely. I took a deep breath. Resolute light flashed in my eyes. I knew. This thing isn't some alien species. It's the evil of this world. All the greed and malice of countless cultivators, manifested as a world scourge. As long as greed exists, it's immortal. But today I'll defy fate. Babe, lend me your origin. I turned to Camo. She didn't hesitate at all. Put her hands on my back. Poured all the vitality of her spirit body into me. Ancient god furnace. Use the world as a furnace. All things as medicine. Meld for me. I stepped off the void divine continent. My whole body turned into a huge dark gold furnace and slammed right down on that monster egg to suppress it. A furious roar came from within the egg. A giant bug with 12 pairs of wings, body covered in dark golden scales, struggled to break free, burst out of the shell, its abyssal jaws wide enough to swallow a mountain, trying to devour me and the furnace. At that critical moment, a bold and familiar voice suddenly thundered from the horizon. Which dumb beast dares try to eat my son, Lin Junshen's son? Boom! A blazing spear pierced the sky, crossed millions of miles, and slammed hard on that bug's head, knocking its huge body aside. Dad, I turned around, shocked and happy. Lin Junshen, white-robed, stepped through the void with a spear. The aura he carried
had surpassed half immortal,
reaching a realm beyond, where he merged with the world. True immortal realm. My dad wasn't just healed. He really broke the limits of Central State and became the first true immortal in 10,000 years. Good job, my boy. Leave the rest to Dad. You go all out and finish off that ugly bug. Lin Jianshan laughed heartily. His spear turned into countless afterimages, sealing it tight. A storm of bullets fills the air, violently pins down the furious fortune bone. Pinned above the altar, with my dad tanking the hits for me. I can finally go all out. Ancient divine furnace on standby. Refine it for me. I pushed the ancient divine furnace's body to 70% awakening, driving it to the max. Primordial mother fire, nether knife flame, plus the camo's radiant vitality. 3 of the world's strongest powers fused perfectly, transformed into a blazing 9-colored sea of fire, completely engulfing the fortune bone. It lets out a soul-shattering scream. Its invincible dark gold scales start melting fast in the colorful flames. It thrashes like crazy, trying to tear through space to escape. But Dad's immortal law is like an invisible giant net, locking it in place. This isn't just refining with strength. It's salvation for all Zhongzhou's creatures. I grit my teeth, forcing out every bit of energy I have left. No idea how long passed. Maybe a day. Maybe a year. Maybe a day. Maybe a year. That terrifying fortune golden Juyu finally stopped struggling. Its huge form shrank and purified in the flames. At last, with a clear ring, all the fire vanished at once. A baby fist-sized, radiant, 9-colored orb. The fortune divine pill, full of endless, pure life energy, floats quietly in midair. We did it. I finally let out a breath, totally drained. I dropped from the sky. Mi Cai was quick. He controlled the void ship and caught me right away. Looking at my pale but smiling face, tears streamed down his cheeks. We won. He hugged me tight, voice full of joy and relief. Yeah, we won. I wrapped my arm around him, looking at that divine pill in the sky, feeling a huge sense of accomplishment. Dad put away his spear and landed beside us, staring at that pill, eyes full of admiration. What an incredible divine fortune pill. It contains all the luck Zhongzhou lost. Inside it, there's all the life and luck stripped from Zhongzhou. Fanner, how do you want to deal with it? I'd barely stand up, looking at the devastated lands of Zhongzhou. I smiled. This thing belongs to Zhongzhou anyway. Of course, it should go back to Zhongzhou. I flick my finger, and the divine pill shoots up into the high heavens. Then it bursts apart, turns into a rain of 9-colored spirit light over all Zhongzhou. The spirit rain falls. Dead spirit veins are revived again. Withered spirit grass shoots up from the ground. Even wounded cultivators from the battle just need a single drop of rain, and their wounds heal fast before your eyes. All of Zhongzhou enters an unprecedented golden age. As world-saving heroes, Camouflage and I slipped back to the Lin clan ancestral land under Dad's cover. A month later, the Lin family is decked out for celebration, the whole place buzzing with joy. Though I was totally against wasting resources.
Dad insisted.
The last wedding got wrecked by that idiot from Sky Baron Valley. This time, it's gotta be the grandest wedding Zhongzhou's ever seen. To make up for what Camouflage and I missed. Late at night, all is quiet. Stars are twinkling. Wearing my bright red wedding robe, I push open the door. Camouflage is sitting by the bed, half of his red veil already lifted, showing a face even prettier than a blossom. He sees me come in, fingers nervously twisting his sleeve, with a shy, sidelong glance. Husband, how much did you drink? I walk over to him and use the ancient furnace body to vaporize all the alcohol in me. I grin at him. Not much. Tonight is our real wedding night. How could I miss this perfect moment? Mi Cai blushes and mumbles, who wants to be with you? In the bedroom, you alchemy-obsessed blockhead? I fake a hurt sigh, hey. So my bride doesn't want me after all. Then I'll leave, I say, as I turn around to go. Mi Cai panics, grabbed my sleeve fast. You dare try and leave? I turn back and scoop her up into my arms, dropping her onto the soft bed. You said I couldn't leave, so I'm staying. Babe, wedding nights are priceless. Shouldn't we do what we're supposed to do? Mi Cai shuts his eyes, long lashes trembling. His voice is barely above a whisper. Up to you. Hearing those words, I feel like I've been handed an imperial edict. About to finally go big and make up for all those tough months. Then, right then, the system dog in my head, quiet for a whole month, suddenly blasts a harsh alarm. Ding! Zhongzhou realm detected. because of divine fortune pill backlash on realm barriers. Cracks have formed. Ding! Intercepted a cross-realm message from the upper world. Hearing the system alert, I freeze up. 1,000 curses run through my mind. You damn system! You did this on purpose! I'm already half undressed. And you pull this crap on me? But right after that, an immense ethereal, emotionless voice cuts right through the system screen and echoes in my mind. I am the celestial lady of 9 heavens, led here by fortune's breath, seeking the ancient divine furnace, seeking the true master of the ancient divine furnace. The Zhangzhou trial is over. A disaster from the upper world is coming. Lin Fan, bring the myriad spirit body and ascend at once. Remember, do not trust. The voice cuts off abruptly, like some terrifying force shut it down. I sit on the bed, stunned. My mind is blank. What's going on? Celestial Lady of 9 Heavens? Upper world disaster? But the most important thing is, what did that last warning mean? Husband, what's wrong? Mi Cai senses something's off, opens his eyes and looks at me in confusion. I look down at my gorgeous wife beneath me, then glance outside at the peaceful night sky. I take a deep breath and toss all that upper world stuff, all the disaster warnings out of my mind. Who cares about some goddess or disaster? If the sky falls, someone taller will catch it. Right now, all I want is my wife and a cozy bed. I yanked down the canopy curtains, shutting out the world outside. Who cares what tomorrow brings? As long as you're by my side. I'd do it all over again if I had to.